Let's go live now. Don't say fuck all buggy. Fuck all buggy? Don't say fuck all bugger.
Don't say fuck or buggy.
Don't say fuck all buggy, no. We are
Are we not
live.
allowed to say buggy tonight then?
We're not allowed
What
to
if it
say...
ends up in a conversation?
Then you'll just have to call it a bugger, won't you? Alright, let's play the theme tune. Let's have a bit of the theme tune. You can't hear it because I'm not sharing the screen.
Yeah. Now I've got to find Hobbit's channel because he never puts the fucking link in.
You don't deserve to listen to my stream.
Simple as.
Bossy's Britain.
Alright, that's enough of the cheer. That's... I said, yeah, well, yeah, but I didn't know Godwinson was going to come on. So, hello, yeah, I've got Godwinson on my thing. Hello, Godwinson.
Godwinson's one of the gang now, aren't you, Godwinson?
We're going to do food reviews.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
we're gonna have to. What's the initiation? Are we gonna have to have just Godwinson double tap Sargon or something?
Actually, you know, the thing is, we had you on for 3.5 hours on Tuesday, and not once did I say, I can't believe I didn't mention Jahans.
Yeah, we never got around to talking about Jahans. Your seminal work, Godwinson.
That is your magnum opus.
Yep.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Well, I mean, what's he up to recently? The last video I saw, he was just screaming about wanting to be left alone with a makeshift sign scribbled, "Keep out." You know, I think he's in a home. I think he's in communal housing. He looks like the Doomer meme, doesn't he? You know that Doomer meme where the facial hair's grown out, the eyes are just dry, and you're toothless. So there we go. That's what an overabundance of testosterone does to you.
I found it.
Is he still? Oh, he's deleted it. Oh, this channel has ended. Stop stalking me. It's on the Alistair James channel.
It's a pretty good video, to be honest. He's just screaming, and the door's open. Living in like communal houses.
Should I go do a live walk?
A live walk? What you mean?
Yeah, live walk. Yeah, mate. I'll get my camera on.
Yeah.
I'll show you around. Show you the latest mosque.
Go for a live wank, like.
Yeah.
That looks very institutional. That place he's in, doesn't it? Unless it's a mosque he's in. Inshallah, brother.
Mashallah.
I'm watching the kids cooking now.
I was gonna say, I was thinking, will I get a copyright strike if I play Case Good Cooking? Maybe if I do it in a little frame like this, does that look better?
You're smart enough to figure out copyright laws, mate. Come on.
I'm just wondering if like Harry Hill
Case
come knock
Cooking,
around my
mate.
door. It's like, are you playing on all those clips of Case Good Cooking? Not on my watch.
Yeah, mate.
All right, let's
She's like Sheffield's answer to fucking Nigella, isn't she?
that lasagna actually turned my stomach. The lasagna sheets that are poking up the side that have been burnt and are all curled over.
Let me tell you now, if you didn't like a lasagna, just wait until you see a different type of bolognese. So we got some mince.
You should see how she defrosts the hot dogs, Hobbit.
I'd rather not. So, she's going to go for an egg base. That's interesting. What's she going to do with those? Well, okay, I guess she's going to go back to mixing those eggs later. Got some pasta, yeah. Going to boil the pasta. What we going to do? So we got some mince. You just put the eggs with the mince.
We're going through the lasagna, are we?
No, this is a different spaghetti bolognese. Now, I don't mind mixing.
Oh, is this spaghetti bolognese my way, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, a different spaghetti bolognese.
Don't forget, by the way, she's not washed her hands. She's been picking up Ziggy's dog shit that's been all over the house.
Well,
probably Curly's. This is fairly new.
You see, that's just sort of typical upper class snobbery. Don't you understand? That is the salt of the earth. When they're talking about salt of the earth, it's ladies like this, lunch dinner ladies who don't wash their hands, and it gives it a certain piquantness about it.
Adds character, mate. It builds your immune system and it adds character.
Why she put beaten egg in the? Why she put beaten
Well,
egg in the?
I don't know if it's
in
built
the
Lee's
mince.
immune system. If you watch Lee's vlogs every day, he's got some new illness.
Oh,
What is this? What is happening? Is she gonna boil?
Oh,
She's-
is it this fucking one?
she
Oh
scooped
my
Put
God.
it straight in the microwave.
No,
she
no.
just
This is
puts
the
it in
this
oven
is the
and
one where
burns.
she puts.
It's
This is the
baked.
one where she puts the mince around the spaghetti and then cooks it.
So
Doesn't she cook it in the oven and it burns?
right, so
She put it in the oven.
yeah, no,
Yeah, I'm
she's
pretty sure she
baking.
puts it in the oven.
She's baking
She
raw
puts, like-
pasta.
Imagine she gets like probably 20, 30 lengths of
Yeah.
spaghetti,
Oh.
Godwinson, and then she wraps the mince with the egg around it around the middle, and then she cooks it.
I can't. I can't
But
look.
wait a second. Like, does she put water in? Because how does
No, no.
how does the spaghetti like soften?
It doesn't.
Chuck it in doodling pad on it, so
Oh, all right,
Godwinson can see
I'll
the full
sh-
horror.
I can see you through the stream thing here.
There we go.
sorry.
Yeah. So, just to explain, she's mixed egg and mince together. Now, I can understand if you're doing like a meatloaf or something, you put like breadcrumbs with it to give it a firm consistency. She hasn't done that. Oh, here you go. Is some pasta sauce? No, that's tomato passata.
What?
Okay. So this is
Even in all.
tomato passata.
What's this?
Oh, we
Diet advice for racists. So.
No, we're watching some Kay's Good Cooking. We're picking up some cooking tips.
Oh, I tell you what, you'd lose weight with this sort of case good cooking. Oh, I'll put hairs on your
But look,
chest.
that tomato
Yeah.
sauce will burn far before that the meat is cooked.
It's
Here we go.
smoky. It's called smoked fucking tomato sauce.
So we,
Delicacy.
I see she's already gone to the trouble of skinning an onion and slicing it up with a paring knife. Yep, that's fine. Sometimes you use paring knives for onion chopping. Sometimes you use the chef knife. It really depends on how I feel.
Preference, innit?
Also, how is Lee fat? How is Lee fat with cooking like this?
Well,
He
He
should be
must have
skinny as a
some
rat,
kind of-
shouldn't he?
No, maybe he just doesn't eat it and he just eats like takeaway all day. instead.
Oh, you
Like,
mischaracterise him. He fucking loves this. This is great stuff to me.
I
if
have.
my mother cooked food like this, alright?
Then you'd be as
for me-
fat as Lee.
No, I would be anorexic.
But you already are
Very
skinny,
simple.
Cass.
Yeah, I already am. I'd be even more so, mate. Even more so.
Jesus
No.
Christ. That way she cooks those onions by
So- She's already.
towards herself.
Yeah,
Look at
she's
the brown. Look at
she's
the
already
brown spaghetti,
baked
mate. Look at it.
the stuff. So we got a nice carbonisation on the pasta there.
I can already
On
imagine
the
how
dried
Lee-
pasta.
Some raw onion. Oh no,
Lee's
it's
gonna eat it and he's gonna be like, it's a bit crunchy.
Oh, she's been lazy there. She should have cut the onion the other way as well. Far too chunky.
how dare you insult our Nigella
Well,
Lawson?
that was what I thought she was going to do. Because why would you use a chopping board for an onion if you weren't going to slice and dice? I can just keep chopping onion in my hand if I'm going to do it like that.
I think she
But
understands.
what would you rather? Would you rather have some nice simple cooking with Kay, or would you rather be doing lines with Nigella Lawson in a hoity-toity kitchen? What would you rather do?
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? At least you know with Nigella, she's bankrupted her husband making you dinner.
She likes being she likes being grabbed around the throat as well. Nigella, do you remember that picture of her?
by a Jewish advertising executive.
Wait a second,
Yeah,
isn't her?
Joe Sarchi, isn't it?
Wasn't her? What's his name?
Aren't you supposed to season and put onions in before you cook?
Nah, why would you want to do that, mate? No.
what's she pouring on now? What is
that?
that?
The old-fashioned way.
Chopped tomatoes
Why, what-
and some
is the
grass.
pasta not being
More
done
tomatoes on.
in water?
No, the pasta's just been baked in the oven, Top Cat. Don't you know anything about
Oh.
cooking?
I fucking love Kay.
Oh, look!
Oh, God.
No, there we
That
go.
looks terrible.
There we go. Look how
There we
happy
go.
she is.
Now
Oh,
look
they-
at the glee in Lee's face as he tastes this.
At least she's got, remember that old Peter Quay question? Has that out moist? At least she's put something moist on to soften up the pasta a bit.
I'm pretty
Bit
sure he's saying it's a
crunchy.
bit crunchy.
It's
a bit crunchy.
Bit
It's
crunchy.
crunchy. Is he going to say crunchy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Why
know
don't we let
how
him
in
burn
your
them?
mind you would think
What
that's going to work.
Have it on that side. No, other side.
Well,
She's seen the
plenty of
recipe-
calories.
Has she seen the recipe for cannelloni and just not quite got it? Is that what's happened here?
I
Well, I
just
don't know any recipe where you just put the spaghetti in the oven. Like,
No.
Lasagna is the only thing. It's where you put pasta in the oven, but that's
Yeah,
that's a
they-
different thing completely.
But the closest one I can think of is cannelloni because that's the tubes, isn't
They
it?
make
You
a
cook
bake,
it similar to lasagna, don't you?
The Jews.
Ziti.
oh
maybe it's cannelloni my way.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's an inside-out
Fried
cannelloni,
rice.
isn't it?
yeah, it's
There's something quite endearing about it, though, don't you think? I mean, she's obviously happy with herself, and he likes the food, so you know.
Yeah.
it will-
It's
what- it
pretty
will lead
trad,
to,
isn't it? You've got based elderly matriarch offering up sacrificial offerings to her indentured son.
I tell you,
Indentured.
I tell you what, though, there is some recipes she's done. I would say were actually edible. There's some stuff she really likes making pastry. I tell you what, if you had her employed in a bakery somewhere and just say, "All right, Kay, can you make us some more short crust?" Yeah, no problem. How many do you want? Do you want £80? Do you want £160? I'll do it for you. Not a problem. She would do that all day long. She would be great at rolling out pastry. It's just the filling. I would leave the filling to somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah, mate.
Well, put it this way, I wouldn't eat
Burgers
any
throw-
meat from her, you know.
She should work on a
paper.
building site.
You mean you wouldn't
Bean
want
Burger's gone wrong. That's
on
quite
your
an admission. I mean, for Kay to say something's gone wrong, it's gone pretty much south, hasn't it?
I was going to say that. I mean, she's cut the meat on the outside.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's have a look at something more
it's
recent.
cooked.
Oh no.
The thing is, it would have probably been better had you just left the egg mixed in it. She could have pretended it was steak tartare or something.
Is
You
this
know.
where she did? Oh
I
my
do
God,
like
she did the
steak tartare.
fucking mincemeat on a on the bomb cake.
For some reason in Belgium they got a variant on it. It's called steak American.
Just quickly, the amount of lard she always puts in the dinner, it makes me feel sick. Like, it genuinely does. Look at that size, just like half a block of fucking lard.
Lard's
Well, you
good
got
for you. What are you on
single
about?
seasoning.
It's filling.
That's what you meant to do.
Half a
obviously.
block?
Yeah, I mean you
You
wouldn't want to
salt
eat much
pepper.
after that. That's
What is this? I can't quite see the text. What is she
it's
making?
Big Mac Rustler my way. So you will see. This is you get this down you. That'll put hairs on your chest.
Oh wait,
Half a pound of lard?
this has just reminded me of one of Hemi's favourite videos about McCain oven chips.
McCain
If you-
oven
if you-
chips.
To be fair, if you cut your own potatoes in lard, they taste a lot better than McCain oven chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of beef dripping, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
Absolutely.
surely she should have let the lard melt a bit before she put the meat in. It's
Nah.
just going to stick to the pan, isn't it?
You see, Godwinson. that's
Judging
just-
by the last video, Godwinson, I think her tactics is just put all the ingredients in at the same time. And just see what happens.
Simple as.
She's watched one too many episodes of, like, was it Whizbit or something like that, where they throw everything in the magic hat and then it comes out. And it's a cake.
Oh, I was talking to my dad.
You know what she ought to do? She ought to Lee ought to buy her a blender or something for her birthday, because that's where she'd be in seventh heaven, isn't it?
What
All
would
of
be
these fruit juices she could make.
what would be good for her is if she had something besides plastic plates or I can't believe it's not margarine. Ugh. Oh, that's
You know
ugh.
she even uses like lard to butter.
I mean, is she in a rush or something? Is she in a rush or something? She got something to do. Is that why she ain't got time to melt the lard before she puts the burgers in?
I think what would really help her.
Is it gyro day? Has she got to get down the post office before it shuts?
Well, Lee's whole narrative is that he's her carer.
Yes,
The proper, like, fiddling the system, you know. I think they rake it on the YouTube ad revenue as well.
I should hope so. I mean,
To be fair, you could go, Lee. Have you got any proof that your mum's not all there? Well, I've got about 4 years of YouTube content.
Well, wait a minute, Hemi. I mean, people could say that about us.
I don't know. The woman's supposed to have, is it COPD? I think that's what she gets a gyro for. But I've never heard of it.
Oh, right.
I mean, didn't you guys know that racism is a mental disability? I mean, how do you think I'm able to claim
Oh,
neatness?
me.
Oh, that's all the transgender thing as well. That's being brought in, actually, Hobbit. If you criticise a transgender, that means you're mentally ill. But I will just say about making your own burgers, listeners, if you mix an egg in, that will help it stick together. She's not done that part.
No, it's true.
But, the other thing, mix the mincemeat with an egg.
The other thing you can do, you can believe this or not, you can get mincemeat, and if you squish it together so that all the strands combine, it will hold up on its own, and you won't get this Big Mac rustler my way. And also,
not one of them you could call a burger, right? There's not one where she's going to
I find it very interesting how all she's used so far is beef and lard, and yet it looks like boiled beef.
Well, she's used all that lard, and it's still all stuck to the pan.
Well, that's because she didn't melt the lard beforehand, you know.
How old do you reckon that pan was? Do you reckon that was Nana Kay's pan, do you? That's like a few years old, that pan. She scraped all the Teflon off it, hasn't she?
I don't know, I think it's been shoplifted from B&M, to be honest.
I just like that it's a non-stick pan, but it has been scrubbed away, so you just got the bare metal underneath. Which, to be fair,
but look, I mean, let's just clarify: that meat is not cooked. It's not cooked at all. Make you ill.
But like Hobbit says, it looks boiled. How can it look boiled when it's fried?
Just because it's not been cooked. Do you know what I mean? It's just appalling. She's going to feed that to her son. He's always complaining about having all of these stomach bugs. You know, not one time has he put 2 and 2 together.
Do you want ketchup or salt on that? No, I'll just have margarine and my mum's love.
But this part is the most trad part of the video, isn't it? Where the son's happy to be eating his mother's cooking, you know. Yeah. Bear in mind they're eating at like 1 in the morning.
Wait. Pause.
Do you think Laura Towler's going to end up doing videos like this when she has little baby Towler?
Is that the expert in first, lass?
No, that's Mark Collett's number 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, Evie, she'd be a lot more use as a housewife than she is involved in politics. Hello, everybody. You know, we've had a paedophile outed in part of our organisation, so what I'm going to do this week is speak to Greg Johnson, because I've really learned my lesson.
Yeah. Would it be a case of...
Did a grinder Greg make you better? Confess your sins to grinder Greg.
Yeah. It worked for Woes, didn't it?
The first of, but not the last. I just like that I paused it there because I just like how it stand up to cancer, and it's like with that burger mate and the bits of Teflon in it, you know, that's quite apt.
And aluminium. There's probably quite a few aluminium fragments floating around the bottom of that pan as well.
You'll get your chance to stand up to cancer in a few years, pal.
I was in Lidl. I mean, Godwinson. Lidl is a place us plebeians go when we need to purchase groceries and other items
Get
for
a
our
good
house.
bargain.
Yeah, that's it.
That was a good shot. I was on that stream actually, Hobbit. I commend your review of Lidl and the working culture there, asking you to do unpaid overtime and pressuring you. That was good. That was a surprisingly, unusually informative.
It was like a bit. I felt like Esther Ranson on That's Life. It was a real consumer moment. That was, wasn't it?
I was.
Sorry to cut you off though.
No, I was just going to say I am the Anne Robinson of the alt-right. But I work at Lidl, so you don't have to. To be fair, I was so traumatised by the experience. I know it was many years ago, but it was only last week did I feel comfortable enough to talk about it. So
you were traumatised about working at Lidl.
Well, the thing is, like that bloke who's like, I found a way to slow them up, and it's just like, well, yeah, why not just smear all the items with dog shit as well whilst you're at it? That'll slow them. That'll really slow them down. So
when I was at university, Hobbit, I had a Sunday job at VHS in the kitchen, £4.50 an hour. Philip Green had me on. I had a bit of a smile the other month when he was in the papers again.
Oh yeah, because that sort of was he fiddling with the pension fund or something like that?
Well, the thing is, he's not going to pay the pension fund. He bought a yacht with it. and they're all he's laying off all these workers, and they're asking for their pension.
So what you're saying is that they all get timeshare access to his yacht because they all paid for his yacht, so it's theirs.
Although
like Maxwellian, isn't it? It's Robert Maxwell here, fucking run away with the pensions.
It would be nice if it ended the same way.
What, murdered by Mossad?
Yeah, fell off the boat mysteriously.
Well, it might be better keeping him alive, Hermie, because the last I heard, his daughter was she was with that who was it? The good-looking felon. Remember that guy? And that's who his daughter. That's who his daughter ended up with. So it'd be better to keep him around so we can raise the grandchildren.
Oh, Ghislaine. I can't.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell. That's it. How are you supposed to pronounce?
How quickly she got memory hold.
Yeah. Funny that. Hey, here's a little anecdote about Robert Maxwell. My dad was telling me about this. He says, "Oh yeah, he used to be into his hi-fi." I said, "Yeah, well, I suppose he's got a few shekels to rub together, so he won the turntable, wouldn't he?" It's like, yeah, he used to have this not a record shop, a hi-fi shop in Oxford somewhere. It was underneath like a basement. And the only reason it did, because apparently it never sold anything, was just so that if there was any bit of gear he wanted, he could import it and then have the VAT fees waived. So it was just like Robert Maxwell's personal hi-fi shop. You're not invited.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not as if there weren't other hi-fi shops he could have gone into and like had some sort of scam, but it's just like, oh, I'm not paying... What was it, 10% VAT back in the 70s?
So he'd rather buy a shop and have the VAT. Jesus Christ! No wonder these people are ruining this country.
Hey, my dad told me a joke about these people today. So he says, right, there's this Jewish grandmother, right, and she's begging her son. She says, please let me take my grandson. Let me look after him. And so eventually he acquiesces, and she's I'm going to treat my grandson, take him on the trip out to the beach. And unfortunately, there's this tide comes in, it sweeps the grandson away. So she gets on her knees in the sand and starts praying to God and begging. It's like, please bring my grandson back. My son will never forgive me. So the sea parts as if Moses commanded it, and then out he walks, and then there he is. And then she looks down at him, and then she looks up at God, and she says, you had a hat. I was surprised he told me that joke, to be fair, but that's... Yeah, I know. He had a hat.
Well, I watched a documentary about Anne Frank yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And frankly, I'm disappointed.
What, the inventor of the Post-it note?
No, she was the inventor of the biro, weren't she?
That's it.
Actually, I saw a picture of her diary, and it didn't look like it was written in biro. I think that was just the chapters about her being lesbian that were written in biro, weren't they?
Oh, haven't they found like some new chapters, like the Star Wars sequel there? It's
like the Dead Sea Scrolls. Some new verses for what's his name? The dead rapper. I can't remember his name.
Eminem.
Is it going to talk about
Biggie? No, not Biggie. The other one. Tupac.
That's it. I just imagine what is it, like some fan fiction of when she has a day out to Belgium. It's like the Nazis aren't in the Netherlands today, so it's just like, oh yeah, no, I fancy going over there and picking up some sausages and some racism. Yeah.
I'm surprisingly honest about it though, because they did admit that she died of disease and she wasn't gassed and burnt like everybody else.
Turned into a lampshade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about World War II. Hey, did you know? I heard there was this Austrian, right, and he became the leader of Germany. Isn't that weird? A foreigner running a country. Apparently, none of the Germans was like, what's this Austrian bloke doing? I think he can tell us. Imagine if we had like some Welsh or Scottish bloke like Gordon Brown running the country.
Or Ralph, the leader of the. Imagine if Ralph, the leader of the white race, run the country.
Just goes to show you shouldn't have foreigners running your country.
Exactly.
Well, we've had a few Frenchmen running the country before, so.
But what's been worse, Frenchmen or Scots? Because remember, Gordon Brown ruled this country for a while. Nothing escaped his beady, glassy gaze.
That was a good decision. That was a good decision to sell the gold.
To be fair, it was already down the tubes by the time he took over. There weren't a lot he could do, really. It was careening down. The country was careening downhill at the time, wasn't it? So
I remember, like, the first month he was in power, there was like a biblical flood, and there was mad cow disease.
Yeah.
He waited, what, 13 years? And then MP expenses came along. Fucking buried the poor bastard.
Isn't
British? But it seems to be like a retroactive fucking appreciation of him. People say he was the last good prime minister we had.
What?
It's just mental.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to what?
Well, to be
compared
fair...
to Theresa May?
Oh. I was going to say...
Was Brown better than Blair? Would be the best Labour prime minister we've had since Attlee? That's the rehabilitation that's going on, isn't it?
I can say he was a better prime minister than he was a chancellor. Although, you know... It's like, gold is the lowest price that it's ever been. Oh, that was a good time to sell all of our gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
Well, let's be honest. Like, under his watch, we fucking nationalised the banks, which was one of the worst things we could have possibly done. You know.
Well,
we didn't quite nationalise them, did we?
No,
that was the word.
Nationalised fucking RBS.
Yeah, we
I'm still waiting for
we nationalised the losses. We didn't nationalise the profits.
I was going to say I'm waiting for my dividends as I'm a shareholder of RBS. Where's my fucking dividends? Where's my money?
Yeah. Where's my motherfucking money?
Well, talking of Scotland, did you see what Sturgeon's been up to? There's an election or something in May, right? SNP promising if they win, there's going to be another referendum. They're going to do it illegally. I just reckon we should give them Scotland. Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
I'd have voted yes. Fuck off, Scotland.
I think everyone if it was an English referendum, literally, if it was an English referendum on do you want Scotland to leave, I think it would be overwhelmingly yes.
Shit, mate. Scotland, not England. It's their business, isn't it? Their destiny.
But let's be real. I mean, what is it? 60-70% of Scotland is on the dole. You know, it's our taxpayer money that funds Scotland and Wales, I suppose. I think Wales got a higher proportion of people on the dole than Scotland as well.
No,
without the English.
Can you imagine the money that's poured in just to drop those mortality rates?
Well, I certainly wouldn't vote for an independent Scotland. I believe in the Union, the British Union, that is. And well, it's a sign of the times that so many. Isn't it like the heroin capital of Europe, Scotland for heroin?
Yeah, I think Glasgow is.
Just what the global elites, shall we call them, are doing to the Scottish people is fucking horrendous, and we should.
To be fair, they are doing a fair amount of it themselves. They had that before they had any European-style socialists, didn't they?
Well, they've got this. What you could probably call it the most liberal government in Europe, right? This fucking SNP lot they've got, and that's simply because the Scots are just politically apathetic to the point where they'll just bury their head in what do they drink over there? White lightning. Yeah, bleach.
Bucky,
and let Nicola Sturgeon run the country.
Bucky's the national drink, isn't it?
Methadone juice.
Yeah, methadone comes in liquid form. They drink that.
I don't know. Are the Scottish people a lot more savvy than we realise? And they realise that Sturgeon's government is just like socialism with the training wheels on. You know, if anything gets too bad, the British government will step in. So they just kind of, it's like you know when we vote in the European elections, and we always vote as far right as we can because we know it doesn't really mean anything. Maybe that's why they vote SNP. Maybe they're more savvy than we realise.
Well, I mean, look at Scottish election turnout. It's fucking appalling. I think it's less than even England. Their turnout is just shit.
Well, it's because the people, they've given up, and that's why the drug rates and what have you are so high. I wouldn't give up on them.
What's the case then for Scotland? Because I can't think of one.
Ooh.
You've declared yourself our voice for Scotland.
Yep. No, well, I'm not here to make any sort of certainly not an economic case. I don't know if.
Well, the one argument I always hear is, what about Edinburgh Festival? What about our world-class universities that are in Scotland?
What, the ones we pay for? The ones we pay for, but we're not allowed to have access to it.
The case for Scotland is, they're our British brothers and sisters,
but they fucking hate us. And so do the Irish.
Well, they proved that that they didn't hate us, didn't they? They didn't vote for independence. Certainly, the sports ball fans, Rangers fans, certainly don't hate the English.
Toppy.
I think there's a lot of the hatred should be put in inverted commas, because the hatred it's a fabricated hatred from the the leaders of Scotland, trying to put over that they hate.
It's the Ulster Scots, isn't it? It's the Ulster Scots that hate us.
Consider, if you will, Scots. They hate us, but they're not so stupid as to realise that their money comes from us. So if they
I think that's the main thing, isn't it? They know their earnings are coming from us and their NHS.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this whole situation about the oil thing is, because even if they get their independence, do they get all that oil? Do they get all of the oil off the north coast of Scotland?
I think Norway.
Anyway, because don't BP own the oil anyway?
Well, this is what I thought. I thought it was a private company that owns it, but I don't know. Because how are they going to be independently wealthy? Even within Europe, they'll be less than what? Greece, Belgium, probably, in terms of their economic impact.
I will make another case. There used to be a guy on here. I forget his name. But he was in the British Army. He mentioned it once or twice. There are a lot of Scots in the a lot of Scots indeed in the British Army. So just infrastructure and security.
Running around and bombing children in the Middle East, saving our lives. Yeah, mate, they're doing nothing good in the army.
Well, wait a second. They're delivering vaccine shots to everyone, and I think they come in a pack of 5. The doctors use 2, then throw the rest of the 3 in the bin because the person missed their appointment. Great implementation of the National Guard, that.
Well, apparently, Godwinson, frontline police, frontline British police are next up for the vaccine, and I couldn't agree more. They should be amongst the first to get the vaccine.
I saw the case for it as well. What's her name? The woman that runs the Met Police in London. I can't remember her name.
Christina Dick.
Yeah, Christina Dick. Yeah, and she was saying, "Well, we need the vaccine for our officers because they're being spat at. People just spit on them, spit coronavirus in their faces when they're being arrested."
Isn't she part of Common Purpose?
I'd say there's a very good chance of it.
Yeah, I think she's incredibly.
I remember
what sort of sandwich is this being cooked? Am I reading that wrong?
I don't know. It's some sort of abomination, and I'm curious.
Excellent sandwich.
I'm curious.
This is still the roster, right?
I'm curious to know what it is. No, I didn't want to look anymore. It's like.
Does she know she's not cracked those eggs?
Yeah. Maybe she's looking for. I don't know. I mean, eggs are shells of cows.
Is this a revolutionary new boiling process?
I think.
They're moving around. You see the one on the right is moving.
It's got a hatch.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, it's been sort of known that
You're wrong.
All right, okay. I like doing a bit of cooking and all that stuff, and one of the things which I like when cooking is like a chopping board and a workbench which I can prepare the ingredients prior to cooking them. Do you think maybe Kay would benefit from such a utility?
What do you mean?
Oh no! Why are you doing that? Why are you mixing margarine and mayonnaise together?
Why?
Wait, is that mayonnaise?
It's mayonnaise and margarine in a plastic bowl. And she's got some grass clippings, so it's going to be right, Alfie.
Well, somebody asked earlier on why your son's fat. Well, you're finding out now.
Sandwich, mate. What the hell's that?
I can't stand
like-
margarine.
Why in God's name would you do something like that? Why would you?
Well, I tell you what.
Are you sure that's margarine? Or is it ice cream? Who knows?
No,
who would know?
No, it is margarine, mate.
She's having a lot of trouble getting that off the spoon, isn't she?
Yeah.
She calls it-
How long has she had that margarine? Look, it's all yellow in the middle and white round the edges. What the fuck's wrong with it?
In
happens,
about
mate. That's what happens when it gets
7
old.
minutes, we're going to find out just what an egg sandwich is. So,
Oh.
I think even after we see it, we'll still have no idea what one is.
I've got my fingers crossed for putting some more lard on the frying pan as well.
Oh, she's got a new iron. She's got a new frying pan.
has she? Oh yeah, this is a different one.
Look at all the chimes, man. That's loads.
Yeah.
Is that all the Patreon money? Does the Patreon money buy a new pan?
Too much.
Yeah, that's
What the
it.
hell?
Well, I've never cracked an egg with a spoon before.
Well, there you go. You're clearly not the chef that Kay is, Godwinson.
See, Kay's missing out. She should be live streaming this.
The pan wasn't on. She's
And I've just I've just had a super chat from Gasmask 1488. What in God's earth? What in God's name are you doing?
I think the way.
Hello, love. I've got a 14 in chat from Mark Collett.
Don't know what that's about, but thanks for the money, Mark Collett.
Laura Taylor and Kay live stream.
Oh.
That's what we need to see.
Toppy, I think you might have lost this one. It's not going to be the lard today. It's going to be vegetable oil.
Well, sometimes she uses that. Is it Flora's spray? Sometimes she uses that as like a healthy option. You know,
1 calorie a spray off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that stuff. It's
Oh my God, she's gonna cook. She's gonna cook that. Whatever that is, she's gonna cook it.
but it's not anything you can cook, is it? Like it's just going to be liquid, isn't it?
It's eggs,
Yeah,
it's
like-
mayonnaise, and
What
margarine.
happens when you cook mayonnaise?
It's like a really
It'll
shit.
split,
Well,
won't it? It'll just split.
Yeah, well,
it's
it's
like a really
Have a
shit
one.
omelette. It's just a shit omelette she's making. She's gonna put it on a sandwich.
But then you have to put flour in an omelette. Has she put flour in there?
no, and
well, it's a shit
I
omelette.
tell you what, in any omelette I've made, I've never put margarine in it or mayonnaise.
I've never put flour. I've
margarine.
never put flour in an omelette. I don't
Like-
know.
Put flour in an omelette, or else it's just scrambled egg, isn't it?
The way
suppose so.
my granddad showed me how to make an omelette is you get really airy and
You crack some eggs.
you crack some eggs, and then you put
Well,
Do you reckon Kay owns a whisk? Yeah, even like a hand whisk. Do you reckon she knows?
Well, for
Or
a
would she
start,
not know what to do with one?
Stands electric whisk.
Why would you need one of those? Just use
But-
bloody fork. Like,
eggs and water.
Really
You
big
make it
fork.
light and airy, and the water helps it foam up apparently, because eggs and
So watch this split now. This isn't going
Oh.
to maintain the shape.
oh,
and the
mate,
margarine
what-
hasn't
what-
melted. It's just it's not homogeneous mass.
It's fucking margarine. Nobody should
Kay
use
is-
that ever.
In
for any reason.
chat, they
It's
say
disgusting.
Kay's Laura in 20 years. When she becomes the lunch
Why
lady,
is
she
she
was born to
touching
be.
Look at her. She's agitating it. She's rubbing it around with a spatula.
I think it
You've
looks
gotta
like
leave it.
parsley sauce, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, it does
I like that
actually.
What did she
shit,
put?
but
Oh,
it
what
does.
did she put in there? Like
Chives,
Oh, God.
mayonnaise,
The
margarine,
The
eggs.
spatula's gonna buddy.
Have you ever seen those people that
chew?
chew food and spit it into the pan too? They mix it in their mouth and then cook it. You ever seen those?
Oh.
people?
No, I try not to. And what?
Why is
Bit of
spam?
spam?
Oh,
Key ingredient?
I like. I mean, to be fair though, spam's quite nice, so that's all right. I don't mind.
Spam's good, but
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I wouldn't have a
What
tin of
is
it on my plate.
Not the way she does it. No.
It looks like dog food like that, doesn't it? It looks like you're feeding it to
Yeah.
an animal. When
A nice.
Well, if it looks bad now, she'll make it look even worse in a moment.
yeah, that's it, isn't it, mate? You're just
Which-
gonna wait for her to fuck it up.
Oh, look at the mess she's making of getting that spam out the can. Jesus Christ.
Nice
And she's
serrated.
using a steak knife.
Yeah,
she's got all the gear, hasn't she? She's got a
serrated-
steak knife.
What?
You think she'll batter the spam and make it like a little fritter there?
Oh,
you reckon this is
That is
batter?
not an omelette, mate.
Godwinson,
What the
I mean, you've done your research on this. You know
fuck? Look at
what?
the
Kay's not going to go
Look
to
at
the
the
effort
oil.
of doing that. Oh, that's not
oil, though.
that's not just
Look at the
oil.
fat.
That's water.
You see how it's split
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the margarine, isn't it? Then.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Just slap.
So
some...
she is trying to batter it, isn't she? She's attempting to make it like a fritter.
Oh God!
I don't think just putting some slabs of spam
Who
into
sends in the
your
recipes?
mess.
I don't think there's any end goal, Godwinson. I think she just has to have she has the pan on for 10 minutes, and whatever happens, happens.
You know, I think there's a channel on Telegram devoted to her cooking. It's called Burnt Apple Tea. And all the thing. Can I actually, you know, the way I'd have to do it is probably just relay some stuff to Doodling Pad. Let's see if I can find some examples of burnt apple tea, because it really just looks like they should just call it the Church of Kay's cooking. Let's see, burnt apple tea.
Yeah, look at this. She is attempting to make like a spam fritter. It's all coming together.
I'm just laughing at myself. I'm just laughing at myself.
It's falling.
In the week, you know, Joe Biden became US president, we're reviewing it by watching Kay's cooking for 5 minutes. Do you think we've given up at all?
This excellent sandwich. It's an analogy for Biden's government. You just
Biden's government.
Just stick it in a pan and give it a prod round. That's basically what he's going to do.
I bet it's not as kosher as Biden's government. I did post.
That's such a fat sandwich, mate. She's going to have all 3 pieces of spam on the other side. As well.
She's not. Poor old Lee is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she says she eats it, but off camera. She only does it off camera. What about the spam? Where's the spam going?
So that's egg.
Oh, it's not done cooking yet.
Margarine and chives.
Like a couscous, almost, isn't it, that she's made?
Margarine and
That's
vegetable
what I had
oil.
today, couscous. Lovely, mate. Lovely couscous. That's what I had, mate. Couscous, lamb tagine, and couscous. Moroccan.
You really are embracing the Islamic lifestyle in there.
Yeah. Listen, mate. It's tasty. What you don't have a nice doner tray every once in a while. Is this your neighbour's mum's recipe? Yeah, no. I just saw the jar of sauce and then I looked it up. I just buy things impulsively, like food-wise, and then I just figure it out as I go along.
I agree with Royal Oak's comment in the chat. Simplicity is brilliance. Royal Oak. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
That's what Kay does. She keeps it nice and simple.
Look at that. Look at the presentation there. Look at that. I mean,
it's offered up, isn't it, on the altar?
Yeah.
We need to see Gordon Ramsay. We need to see Gordon Ramsay eat something again. That's what we need to see.
Oh, just I regret looking at.
Can you imagine the fuss he'd make?
The thing is, if you were to eat a bit of her cooking, I don't think I'd have the heart to say it was shit. You know, I think I'd just take it.
So the sandwich going to fall apart?
Look at Lee with his dog tags on. Was he in the army?
He's going in for it.
Yeah.
He had them in a magazine, didn't he? One of them first issue magazines.
In Call of Duty, mate. He served, mate.
Served in Call of Duty.
But have you noticed they always cook at like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning?
He has a gaming channel where he's really a loser. I mean, I know you can tell by looking at him, but all he does is play games and walk around.
You're getting too close to the knuckle there, Cass. He's a talented musician. He streams comfy game streams. And I'm sure he hosts a show on Sunday about having a bit of banter, where they discuss food and culture and stuff.
Makes a bit of music as well, yeah?
Yeah, he makes...
He has like a podcast with his mates, and he has like things on YouTube.
His mates are pretty funny as well. You know, his mates are all like him.
Does he...
they're all lower on the...
Does he too enjoy playing... Well, like me? Well, actually, no, I'm a normie now. My autism pass has been rescinded.
Cloudy Egg? I mean, oh no, Cloudy Egg. What is Cloudy Egg? Why?
Well...
It's got to be some sort of scrambled egg, hasn't it?
Now,
chicken parma. Look at the chicken parma.
Donny, do you want to see the chicken parma?
Look at the chicken. It's just red, mate. It's just red. It's like a placenta, mate. Look at it. What is that?
I think I've put it in doodling pad so otherwise everyone else can see it there. What do you mean? Failed to send message, hold for options. What? Oh,
What?
You've been banned.
Yeah, I've been banned from my own server. I'm trying to share stuff with. So here we go. It's
Ash from Heel versus Babyface.
So we got North FC with the steak and kidney pudding. Yeah, that's a good one. What do you mean I can't send? According to the okay, I've got to do it one at a time. So
what the fuck is that picture?
Right, we'll get
the ironing board mints. What the fuck?
Well, right, so chat, you'll get to see this in a few seconds' time. There we go. So it's some mints on an ironing. I think that someone looked at Kay's Big Mac rustling and it's like, yeah, I can do that. So
fucking brilliant.
Can I do 2 at a time?
Oh no, Mountain Dew on cereal. What the fuck? That's it.
That's Boogie 2988 here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
We got some. We got
find an absolute path.
We got some red stuff. So we got some Marlboro ice cream, and somebody's made a.
Is that Mark Collett's birthday cake?
He's got his old age pension. He's finally retired from streaming at the age of 88 years old.
Oh, do you remember that? Do you remember that bit that Phil did when he said, "Mum, I mean wife, can I have some shredded?" Phil did that bit.
Yeah, that's it.
Is Colette still doing his computer game streams at 11 o'clock on Sunday nights?
Don't know.
I saw something about that.
I mean,
Well, he's got to groom the 12-year-old somehow, hasn't he?
Yes.
I was like a baking club, a gaming club or something. To do a patriotic alternative. I saw that on Twitter.
Weapons training.
Like, Emmy retweeted
Arms training with Mark Collett.
Yeah.
Arms training. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, arms training, mate. It's simple as learning how.
Mark Collett talking bollocks.
So
are you ready? Are you ready for the baseness tonight? Castlevania Vampire's Kiss is what he's going to play tonight.
Isn't that?
Well, isn't Collett's catchphrase? It's like, I'm not alt-right, I'm just right.
Is it
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. He's waiting till we've finished.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's very considerate of him. Yeah.
What is the mindset of a man who is he 40 years old? I mean, he's going to be 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, and his girlfriend's in bed on her own, and he's playing computer games with 15-year-olds.
What is this Castlevania? Is it even the new one? Like, what is Vampire's Kiss? I think the last one I played was...
It'll be either...
He's 40 years old. He's 40. What the fuck, mate?
I thought he was older. I mean, he was 20-something when Young BNP and Proud was up.
That was 2000.
No, mate. Mate, I can't even drink yet, mate.
Oh, mate, he had a PS2.
Okay.
Classic.
There we go.
Mate,
So
40-year-old men gaming with 15-year-olds. That's banter, mate. That's base. They call it the Nazi youth, mate.
I think
That's what we're doing back then.
Reaver and Barclay. Oh shit! Reaver said, "Yeah, boy, Castlevania," and Punish Barclay said, "Reaver, more like gay." What?
What?
What? Hey?
Mate, I got some glass in my foot.
So Reaver then says back to, he said, "Punish Barclay, go play COD Zog Zone or something." Top banter. Top banter there.
Cheeky pants.
Banter.
So Godwinson, how are you destroying the country? How are you enjoying the destruction of your country? And
how are you destroying the country?
Yeah, how are you contributing to the destruction of your country?
Wait, splitting the movement, isn't he?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Godwinson.
Punching right.
Splitting the movement.
Well, if punching right is wrong, then why is it so fun?
Why does it feel so right?
Punching Ralph.
But just
punching Ralph.
straight up, what does anyone actually have in common with someone like Millennial Woes? Like nothing. Nothing at all.
Woody Bum Bum.
At 17, I had very little in common with Millennial Woes.
Well, there we go.
Well, actually, Hobbit has quite a bit in common with Millennial Woes, don't you?
Oh, are you a former Wentworth Hobbit?
Nick Streamer plays with his synthesizer, don't you?
Unfortunately, I found out that Millennial Woes also enjoys synthesizers. So, hey, Millennial Woes, if you're listening, can you get me a good deal on the Korg Pro Logic 16? Really would like one, and it will save the white race if I get to play with one. So there you go. Get it sorted, or at least let me play a church organ, because and it would be good if somebody could also teach me music as well, because I'm making.
Well, I don't think Woes can teach you that. I mean, he's had this whole musical training for the past 20 years and still can't play a note.
Yeah, we've said for a while, Godwinson, on this stream. You need people that are relatable and that will inspire young men, especially. Then young men aren't going to be inspired by somebody, challenging them to make an argument against bestiality because you can't.
No.
And what sort of what Iron Will does Colette present? Of Fuente. You need some sort of. I mean, you've got weak leading what should be the strong.
To be
lions,
fair,
donkeys led by lions. Lions led by donkeys, even.
These all of these. Oh, she's upgraded to an electric whisk now. All of these people, I think they are like. Have you ever watched My £600 Life? Those people are inspirational as in what not to become. So, like Millennial Woes, has he released any music? Does he own
videos? All him, aren't they? Like the music you hear in his videos is him. Those graphics. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But is he ever like, guys, it's been a really hard year this year, so, for 2000, I can't do Scots. So for, 2020, I've released a free album for you. No, you can listen to it on SoundCloud.
Nothing's free with Millennial Woes. Everything has to go through his PayPal.
Super chat.
Oh, well,
yeah. His coffee jar.
I guess
his coffee jar.
That just shows just what an evil communist I am, because I released an album for free. I'm not saying it's any good, but I mean, there's some songs I like in it. Submuted 2 is good, and
early reviews weren't good, were they?
Yeah, that's true. There were some people that were
early reviews from Capstan weren't good, were they?
It's boring and it's repetitive, and it's like, well, yeah, but
so you.
but a lot of music, with melody and the underlying structure. If he doesn't,
so if you go to the donation part of Woes' website, you've got Subscribestar, Coffee or Ko-fi, whatever it's called, Buy Me a Coke, GoFundMe, Cash App, Gumroad. Super chat, you can post the question anytime and I'll answer it in my next weekly AMA. Crypto, Bitcoin, Monero, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Chainlink, Dogecoin, US Coin, Tether,
Woes wasn't a criminal and sought asylum. At least I find a way to pay him. The poor man's been banned everywhere, hasn't he?
So
censored.
Yeah.
But the important thing is,
he's proud to say on the front page of his website that he appeared on JF's The Public Space vidcast.
Yes, that is a very august.
He's proud. He's very proud about that.
Millennial Woes, you want to wreck me? You want to search later? Yeah.
No, it can try to kill me.
I mean, listen to some of the wasters and strays. Is one of his speeches that's on his website. He is that man.
Fucking wastrel.
Oh dear.
But he's sort of the other side of the Johanic coin, isn't he? Where they just think they're Byron. They think they're like he thinks he's Scottish and Byron.
Well, it's like, and then you've got Keith Woods, who thinks he's Nietzsche or something like that, doesn't he?
Woods do?
Keith Woods.
I've spoken to a lot of guys that just think he's a fed, but he seems too stupid.
Yeah.
Sounds like he
that's
has
the thing,
Lockjaw.
they're so dumb that people think they're a Fed because they couldn't possibly be that dumb. I think that's why people think they're a Fed.
You see, the great thing about Keith Woods is it proves you can be articulate whilst never, ever opening your jaw.
Gotta look here. I'm practicing me ventriloquism act. Gotta look here.
Last time I checked in with Keith Woods, he was making money hand over fist, being a censored thought criminal. So.
hand over fist. Good choice of words considering he was on Millennial.
To be fair, I mean, no, not to be fair, not at all.
Well, look, he's passed through the initiation test of both Spencer and Millennial Woes, so...
Yeah. I wonder if he sat on the sofa like Laura.
Mummy tower.
I wonder if he waddles when he walks like a penguin.
Oh, dear.
Considering the gonorrhea, was it a trial by fire?
Well, he was pissing fire when he came back from Cambodia.
Oh,
Jesus! Because you're not familiar with Dangerfield, are you, Godwinson?
I say you gave me like a TLDR the other night about them raping the Cambodian children, doing stand-up shows, saying you raped a 12-year-old on the poster.
His favourite thing.
It's the number one sellout show. He raped a 12-year-old.
Oh, the dog fucking incident. Have you ever heard about the dog fucking incident?
When he's sticking his cock up the dog's arse and it's like, wow, I'm really horny.
Well, he said he didn't know whether it was a male or female dog, and the dog backed onto him.
Yeah,
look, I think you're dividing the movement. I think you're being incredibly divisive. You know, Dangerfield is one of the political thought criminals really putting himself out there. He's under constant threat of censorship.
Are we
Gulag?
Are we the Antifa now? Do we have to like dress up in gay black clothes and say we support tranny fisting?
I'll tell you what I did watch. Right, I did watch. It was Charlie Big Potatoes or whatever the guy's called, and it was Natty, and they were interviewing who's that? He was like the leader of Britain First with Paul Golding, and then he turned snitch and turned grass.
Oh no, he was like some mentally ill man that they raised money. Yeah, I know who you mean. What was his name? I can't remember his name.
Andy, I forget. But
yeah,
like it was a proper grilling. It was pretty funny, pretty good. I couldn't quite get the gist of it, but I think him and Paul Golding have fallen out.
Well, that interview there inspired Andy Edge to go and do criminal damage on Paul Golding's car.
Yes.
So, during that interview, it was pretty fucking good. Like he talks about how he was in a house with someone, and they said, "Oh yeah, we want to put a contract out on Paul Golding. Will you do the job for us?" You know, just openly admits to conspiracy to commit murder on the.
I wouldn't trust that guy to do a job on a fucking cup of tea. Why on earth would you offer money to him? He's a supergrass as well, isn't he? He'd be crashing. He'd fail at the job, and then he'd crash you up anyway.
He tells us a pretty funny story about how he gets a call from, I think it's Hope Not Hate. And they say, "Oh yeah, meet us at the Hilton in London," and he goes and tells them everything. and then he says, "Oh, I'm not a grass."
That did highlight, though, as well. We've criticised the PA for surrounding themselves with the wrong types, but how did that guy Edge find his way into the inner circle of Britain First? There, it's certainly a failing.
Well, I mean, wasn't Britain First just XEDL?
Jelly tits ash.
That's what it was.
Britain
First was like XEDL.
Yeah, I think so. Wasn't Paul Golding like Tommy's number 2 or something, wasn't he?
No, not that I know of. I think he's associated with him, but
he was around the EDL though, wasn't he, Paul Golding?
I
think that's where he's come from, isn't it?
All these guys were EDL, weren't they? And then
he was in BNP when he was younger. Golding. I don't know about EDL. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. They all merge into one in the end. All these Fed organisations, don't they?
I mean, it's all GCHQ, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for GCHQ.
you'd
what
know.
is this thing in his mouth? Like, what is this?
What do you mean?
It looked like meringues at one point when I looked at it.
Oh, yeah,
meringue with egg yolk in, aren't they?
It's very.
They're meringue with egg yolk in.
It's very close to meringue, but with none of the sugar. So you just bake some egg whites, and then you put raw egg yolk in the middle.
Oh, look at her face, though. How proud she is that she's made some food for the son.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
He's not grimacing. He's all right, but I think we needed it at quarter speed just to really appreciate how he was savouring that cloudy egg.
Oh, he's not sure about that.
Can I have some salt with it? No, salt's an alfie. Shall we do some content whilst we're here? I mean, no. Actually, content's a load of bollocks, in it. I'll just get wound up.
Yeah. That's for guys like Brutus. Actually, you could give us a review of last night's Brutus. Is it your first time watching Brutus last night, Godwinson?
So I saw that clip where he was like raping before they do. Yeah.
What the packies do.
Yeah, but I saw that thing last night because it was posted in here. I mean, my take was like he just thinks the alt-right was a website founded by Spencer, doesn't he? He kept going on about, well, where's his book? Where's Richard Spencer's book? As though that would make any difference. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, either he was being deliberately obtuse or he genuinely believed that. I mean, does he not realise?
He said that on many occasions. He genuinely believes what he says.
He's Brutus. I think he's one of those people that's autistic, but he's never really learned how to do the social interaction, because it's a skill that can be learnt like any other, like programming or sewing or riding a bicycle. And I suppose it's just like, I could do that, or alternatively I could spend 10 years in the monastery learning how to speak Hindi. Because why not?
Oh, well, I mean, spending 10 years in the monastery is the Adam Wallace route, isn't it? He's living in a monastery.
The last time we spoke about the Ramfords, it was the dad making the fish cakes that you absolutely disgusting with.
Oh yeah, this is the thing, right? So I'm following England's most populous family. 22 children, Sue Radford, and the previous thing is like Dad was shown like I make fish cakes, and I was very upset with the fish cakes. Fish cakes don't need. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to say categorically now.
To be fair, they were more like potato. One, they were more like potato cakes, and two, he put fucking sweet corn in fish cakes.
I was going to say no food in the world. No, I don't need a black woman waving a finger at me. Shut up. Right. I would say no food ever, except cornbread. Actually, even then, no, because you're using starch. No food needs sweet corn. There's just nowhere in the world where you could go, this food would be improved by the addition of sweet corn. None of it. It's the worst.
Do you know sweet corn salad? Do you not like corn on the cob of it?
Yeah, or like chicken pasta bake. You have a sweet corn in that, do
you? I've eaten sweet corn before, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I'd rather eat peas or beans or.
Well, can your body not do anything with it? Isn't it like completely useless to your body, and that's why you like
no.
You have sweet corn in your turds.
The shell is completely indigestible, but the interior, the starch, the germ, that is. Otherwise, I don't think people bother eating. But yeah, so Sue has decided she didn't want to cook for her family, so she got a takeaway. So the mum of Britain's biggest family, the Radfords, has showcased the contents of their Friday night takeaway, and it covers a huge table. Mama 22, Sue Radford. I do enjoy reading the news. I get to use silly voices. Shared an image.
And you also get to hear the same line 3 times before the story starts.
Oh, I know. It's brilliant. You get to realise just how absolute shit-tier journalists are and make me want to bring back corporal punishment. Mum of 22, Sue Radford, shares an image.
To be fair, they don't need corporal punishment. I think just the wooden ruler across the knuckles a few times. I think that'd sort them out.
That is corporal punishment.
That'll do. Yeah, definitely wooden ruler across the knuckles for journalists.
Well, I was thinking dead legs whenever they go into a pub. A whopping feaster in Instagram story. It's like, don't serve him, mate. He's legless. She said the image of the whopping feast on the Instagram stories, which included whopping pizza, kebabs, curry, and burgers. The 45-year-old from Morecambe in Lancashire and her husband Noel, 50, treated the children to the lockdown treat after a long week of homeschooling, as opposed to a short week. The meal also includes salad, chips, curly
just
fries.
A week.
Yeah. Poppadoms and rice, which would be washed down with lashings of ginger ale, or Fanta and Coca-Cola in this case. What is your view? Have your say in the comment section. The image showed 10 pizzas and 5 sets of kebab meat with kebab wraps. Rats. She had a lot.
Rats. They probably are kebab rats, I bet. You probably accidentally correct there, I bet.
So, anyway, she ordered a lot of food, and the total came up to £185, which includes the delivery, if the meal was ordered from Just Eat. Showed in the image on the Instagram story, Sue wrote...
I'll tell you what, if you're ordering that much food, you should get it delivered fucking free, shouldn't you?
I was going to say, I mean, if I was delivering that much food, no, it's to be like, hey, can you throw in some prawn crackers? They deserve it. Friday night... And Sue wrote, hang on, she's had 22 children. All right, so...
Fucking slag.
So...
I bet she's got a fanny like a wizard's sleeve, hasn't she? Jesus.
Like licking a grain of rice into space.
Friday night is takeaway night. We love salted experiences as to be the best food ever. Food glows food. She also showed a picture of 10 of her children enjoying their dinner, including 19-year-old mum Millie. Hey, good for her, getting started young, who gave birth last year. You know what? I think
she's got a big legacy to live up to, Hobbit.
That's it. She's like, bloody hell, she's 45 and got 22. I best get started. I mean, I'm 18 years old and I'm not pregnant. I mean, good on her, I'd say. There's nothing wrong with the Radford family, and they're an inspiration to me. And it's I tell you what, it shows you where there's a will, there's a way. Really, I mean, look at these kids, aren't you know?
To be fair, that will they'll be getting fuck all though, won't they?
Hey. I tell you what, you're never going to be lonely in a family like that, which might be a bit annoying when you grow up and want to have a wank, but until then, it's going to be brilliant.
Knocking one out must be a nightmare in that house.
Oh God, can you imagine what bath times?
You can't even go to the toilet to knock one out because someone's probably banging on the door because they want to shit or something.
That's it.
How many times are you going to know?
Dad seems to do okay, doesn't he?
Yeah. He seems to be having all the fun in the family. Sue and Noel are parents to Chris, 31, Sophie, 27, Chloe, 25, Jack, 23, Daniel, 21, Luke, Millie, Katie, James, Ellie.
Wait, sorry. Did you say like one of the kids is 31 years old?
Chris
How
is
old was she?
Yeah. So Noel...
She's like 13 when she had him.
Sue is 45 and Noel is 50. So he's 31.
Okay.
He would have been 19 years old and she would have been 14 years old.
There we go.
14 in the chat.
Nice.
Amazing.
Based and Brutus pill, didn't he?
I'll fucking hit there, you shoppy little cunt.
That's it, jelly tits ass.
Jelly tits ass.
That is my favourite Charlie Big Potatoes, that is, jelly tits ass. So I put that in the doodling pad. The 17th child, Alfie, was stillborn too. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Maybe God's saying, like, look, I've blessed you with fecundity, but maybe put a cork.
About time to knock it off now, son.
Yeah, maybe put a cork in it. You know, your children. I mean, Ellie, she's 18 years old. She's got a kid on the way. You can be grandfathers.
Didn't stop him because after Alfie, they had Hallie, Phoebe, Archie, Bonnie, and little Heidi.
That's it. I mean, Chloe says that she only wants 3 kids. I mean, really letting the family down there. So they first shot they first shot to fame in TV Channel 4 documentary 15 Kids and Counting. Oh, they could have called it The 14 Kids. And since they've...
I don't know. They're looking a bit weird. They look at... That eldest daughter looks a bit like Frank Sidebottom, doesn't she?
It's the eyebrows, isn't it? It's
the nose and the eyes are too far apart.
Show me the way to Tipperary. So they
Panic on the streets of Timperley.
They have regularly fed their fans news. They've not fed the fans any food, though. There's none spare. About the vast family through TV programs in their own YouTube channel.
How do you reckon? You know what I'm thinking about? How do they eat? Has everybody ordered their own, or do they just everyone gets served a bit of each, or how does that bit work?
I think it's a bit each. It's got to be. It's like you can either have pizza or you can have a burger, or you can't have both.
Yeah.
So. So Chloe's the oldest, is still living at home. She's saving up for her own place.
You're right. Look at those eyes; they're pretty fucked up, aren't they?
Well, they're way too far apart, aren't they?
She's sad about. Well, to be fair, I mean,
and those two girls, they're like the best of the jism as well, aren't they? That's like top quality jism. I mean, God knows what they're looking like down the bottom end.
Well, we'll find out later on. But to be fair, some of the kid, I'd say all the kids are looking all right. I mean, the twins a bit scary, but.
So where do where does this family, where are they located? Where do they live?
Lancashire.
Where are they located?
Yeah. So Chris, 27-year-old Sophie. Oh, I like this. Chloe's older siblings, Chris, 31, and 27-year-old Sophie, who's 27, have their own children.
You gotta love journalists, haven't you? They're just leaps beyond, aren't they, in intelligence?
This is the reason I don't want to do content anymore, because when I read these articles out, I just my contempt for journalists palpably rises. It's not contempt anymore. I think it's turning into genuine hatred. Pol Pot did nothing wrong.
Well, they recruit the journalists and they write in a manner that they think will relate most to the people. I have to say as well, I don't know if anybody still watches the football or BBC, but I switched on for 5 minutes today. There was a female commentator on, and she finished every sentence with, you know. Fucking awful. Well, there you go, It's just like a diversity hire on the BBC, and female commentators are absolutely awful. Nobody wants to listen to them. I don't mind, push female sport, but we don't want them commentating. We certainly don't want...
Even my mum doesn't like women commentators.
They don't have the voice for it.
It was bad enough having Alan Kirbishley, weren't it, with his something all the time. I go Birmingham as well.
That's what Dopey Chris says as well. Something.
I got a very nice text message from Daughter of Albion saying, "Well, what would she say again?" It was regards to my the organ recital, and she says, "Ah, that's very pretty, most talented." There we go.
Text message, Hobbit.
What?
Is she trying to make Toppy jealous?
What's her BMI, mate? How much does she weigh?
What's her eyes like?
What her eyes like?
That's the only thing I give a shit about, mate. If you're fatty, because she's.
I will draw a line under that and just say she's not obese and she doesn't have boss eyes. I don't know where that came from.
Fucking Shooter. I think Shooter spends most of his days pickled. I think everybody probably.
I don't know who he's been talking to, but no, he's.
Well, he reckons her on Skype. Maybe she's got him fixed. I don't know.
He's a fucking bellend. He is. He was.
To be fair, she does a lot of running as well. She just like on a regular training run. She'll run a half marathon. So, yeah, fair play.
Yeah, but who's she running from though?
What was you saying, Hobbit?
Oh, no, nothing. I was just I'm reading.
Did you reply to the text, Hobbit?
I haven't, no, but she knows I'm doing the show at least I assume she's doing a show.
Have you sent her a dick pic?
No, I haven't sent her a dick pic. I don't think she'd appreciate one.
Oh, beta.
Well, you don't know until you try.
I know, but
nothing gained.
I'm not that way inclined towards her, and that's no insult to her. It's just I don't think she'd be benefited from having a look at my willy.
That's where you're wrong.
Yeah, well,
just quickly, what is the takeaway from the Swiss Family Rap?
The Swiss Family Rap.
I'd say they have been blessed with the fecundity that most men lack these days. I mean, there's quite a lot of us growing up who will realise that probably never going to have a family or descendants of our own. But for every kid you don't have, Noel and Sue are going to have one.
I can't really fault them for having a takeaway, because it must be pretty difficult. They must be cooking all day if they have to feed 22 kids, and then the grandchildren besides. So I can't really fault them for having a takeaway.
No.
As long as it's not like Indiana Jones 2, where they're eating the fucking monkey's brains and shit like this.
Eyeball soup.
What does he work as? The father, he must be making a couple of quid.
Oh, it's got to be. They've got to be unemployed, surely to God. Because I mean, even working a normal job, it's not going to get.
No,
I reckon local authority, because that's quite a nice house he's got there, isn't it?
It's
Yeah, maybe they did a Philpot thing then. They haven't got.
Well, apparently he swears blind. He doesn't collect benefits, then he Hobbit.
Yeah, that's it.
They've got to. I mean, they claim child tax credit.
The family
not to.
The family famously claimed no benefit other than child benefit. Instead, they rely on earning from.
The child benefit alone will probably come to about 22 grand a year.
But
was it 14 quid a child? I think. Isn't it?
Well, there we go. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They don't claim any benefits apart from the most expensive one, child tax credit.
And Sue's she's not a work. Well, I suppose when you're a full-time mum of 22 children, you are full-time.
Yeah,
work.
Sue's not going out to work. She's chained to the fucking bed.
To be fair, her hips are probably fucked, aren't they? Her hips are absolutely fucking fucking. Imagine.
I could just imagine
walking like John Wayne.
Yeah, I was just going to say, howdy, pilgrim. but Noel's a baker, and I'm just sort of thinking to myself, when he's kneading that dough, I'm not sure I'd want bread made by him, because it just every time he's kneading the dough, he'd just be thinking about Sue's tits. Oh, and there's 151 comments. Let's read some of these and see. I bet there's going to be a load of salty, jealous comments.
Oh, Mumsnet will be all up in there, won't they?
Helen 1000 says, should be ashamed of themselves. Liam 66.
For what? For what? Having a takeaway?
For having a takeaway? I was going to say.
Do we need some context here, or what? I mean, you could do with a bit of context, Ellen.
Amanda Anderson says, all the child benefit paid for that. Liam 66 says, worst food you can eat.
But I mean, they make out quite clearly that it's a once in a while thing. They're not having it every day.
They can't.
Let's find out how many different accents Hobbit has stored whilst he goes through these 150 comments.
Not many. This the answer.
Well, it's all right because he normally aims for one and does another.
11
The Jamaican. What does the Jamaican turn out as? I can't remember, Hobbit.
The worst thing is whenever I try and do Welsh, it ends up Irish, and whenever I do Irish, I just sound like Keith Woods.
Keith
Woods. Oh, it is one.
Third position.
A name like Bullass has got to be good. How crass she is. So many families and children going hungry, and she brags about how big her takeaway is. Shameful Z-list wannabe. Would like to see her going without. See how other people survive. Maybe she'd change her attitude, but don't believe that would make a difference to her low life.
To be fair, having 22 kids, she's probably been without a fair bit, I should imagine, if they try and take handouts.
Yeah, they're not all eating well every day, are they? Some are going without.
I don't think...
And also, like, if she didn't buy her kids food, then that'd be part of the problem. She's got 22 of them. She's making up a sizable amount of the statistics, isn't she?
I don't think they're going to be going on a flight to Gran Canaria anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not like she's ever going to go on holiday, is it? I mean... How would you even go on holiday with that many kids?
I do wonder at what point, it mentioned there the baby called Alfie that was stillborn. I wonder what number Alfie was, like if he was the third eldest and she's just been trying to replace him, No,
she's had about 4 since. So he's...
she's already had quite a lot then. All right, okay.
Yeah,
well, I mean, also, it's a pretty high success rate, isn't it? Just to have one stillbirth out of, 22 children?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly commendable.
She's batting a good average, isn't she?
But I thought the Mirror was supposed to be pro these people, isn't it? You know, it's supposed to come at things from like a left-wing slant, isn't it?
Well, to be fair,
I suppose it's the difference between the editorial and the readership. The readership seem to be very anti, don't they?
Some of these comments are a bit like mail fodder, aren't they? You know?
Oh,
yeah.
Gas them, kill them, bring back hanging.
You're always like that, aren't you?
Matron says 22 kids must look like an empty headlock by now. Oh, here we go. Kilty Cat, good for them. Lovely family. See? They're not all fucking scumbags in the comments.
Well, I mean, not one of these comments have mentioned that she's obviously been raped when she was 14 by Jeff or whatever the guy called Ron.
I wonder what the age of consent was when it was first raised to 60.
Well, this would have been 31 years ago, and that was 1989?
That would have been 16 then. It still would have been 16.
Yeah, I
some
think
fun going on there.
Whoa.
I wonder, hold on, can you have a look at the ages of the kids again, Hobbit? Let's work out how many were underage. Fucking.
The eldest was
it?
Oh, she waited a few years. Did you not notice after the first one they did wait about 5 years?
Oh, did they? Oh, right. So they copped a load of shit over the first one then. To be fair, he's done the right thing. He's hung around and, you know, carried on having kids. But I mean, at least she's not some scrote from a council estate who's got like 22 kids from about 15 different dads.
Well, you know, he's Brutus pilled, isn't he? He got to the 14-year-old before anybody else did.
This is exactly what Brutus was trying to tell us. Get to him when they're 14, baby him up, and there you go. You've brainwashed them for life, then, haven't you?
When you're in love with a black American woman. Wow, Joe is an absolute unit. I mean, he must be eating all the crumbs which are left over. So, all right,
let's go. Fucking hell.
So let's figure this out. Christopher was born in 1989. He's 31 years now. So let me get the calculator up so that the chat can.
Hold on, is the mum taking the picture in that one? Oh, then the mum's there.
Yeah. So let's see. So
she might have been like 13 when she fell
43
pregnant. Right?
minus 20. They were probably practicing before she.
26. Chris was the first one.
Yeah. So Noel was 17.
Yeah, but like the mother would have been like 13 if she had to carry the baby to full.
Well, here's the thing we're going to find out. Noel was 17 years old when Chris was born. So let's find out.
Hobbit's got the calculator out.
So where's Mum in this picture? What age is she?
Oh, do we know her birthday? Oh, right, yes. Oh, we've got all the Hobbit's got the wiki out.
The children. So there's the children. But I want to know, like, Sue. So she was born in 1975. So, 1989, 1975. She's 45. So let's see, 45 minus. So she. Hang on. So she's 45. He's 31. 14 years old. There we go.
Yeah, but
if you worked out birthdays, have you included birthdays?
Yeah, but she might have
there's
been
also
13.
conception as well.
Yeah, that's what I was on about. She might have been 13 when she fell pregnant.
All right, okay. So
when was he born? When was Chris born?
May the 7th. So 9 months minus 7. He was conceived in 1988, where she would have been 13 years old. Well, March the 22nd, 1975. So 1988, 1975, 1988.
And how old was Bob or whatever his name?
He was 20, weren't he?
No, he was 17. 17. So I think that's how.
Oh, right, then that's not sober. He weren't so Brutus pills then, was he?
Well, no, he was 17 years old. So I guess being that he was under the age of 18, they couldn't have done him for statutory rape because he was 17.
At least he weren't doing what.
Old? I thought he was 50. I thought he's 50 now.
Yeah, so he's 5 years older than her, which made her 17 when Christopher was born. So she would have been 13 years old.
And he'd have been 19, right?
Oh my God.
Or 18.
18, 19, yeah, around that sort of age. Yeah.
That could have.
Eastern Brutus build.
Do you think?
Yeah, Brutus was right.
So do you think when Sue was 13 years old, it's like, Mum, Dad, I want to start a family? Well, we think that's a very, good position. This would have been 1987. Yeah, that's very.
But Dad, I want to start a family. That's brilliant. Yeah, it's in about 6 months' time. Oh.
Blighter, he said, what the fuck? Shagged a 13-year-old. Agree with the comments now, gas them. He was 16 at the time, so whilst he did rape her, statutory rape, she raped him as well. So they're both rapists. They raped.
No, hold on. We just need to clear it for Domina. Domina, the wiki is a couple of years out. Isn't it?
But the dates of birth are correct.
Right, okay.
Because I'm doing it on their date of birth. So he was born in 1989. So he was conceived in 1988, and she would have been 13 years old because she was born.
No, he was 19. You said he was born in 1989. Noel was born in 1970.
No, Christopher was born in 1989, and Sue would have been 13 years old because she was born in 1975.
Yeah.
So she's 13 and he's 19.
Yeah.
Yes. I have done.
He was literally the Dave hanging around the shops, chatting to young girls out buying fags, wasn't he?
Do you think he was one of like the 5th or 6th formers?
He's Vauxhall Corsa.
Well, he's got to be like cousin, hasn't he? He's probably like second cousin or something of it.
All I'm just thinking is like he was in the 6th form, and like Sue was like, God, I fancy it. It's like, what are you going to be? I'm going to be a baker. Oh, you're going to need my dough. I'm not sure why they're talking like this but they are. And it's like, yeah, do you fancy starting a family? No, but do you fancy a shag? Yeah.
Just goes to you say it was 5 years until they had their next kid, right? It was 5 years until they had their
Oh yeah, so the next one after that was Sophie Rose, and she was born in 1993, so that was a 4-year gap. So a 4-year gap, that means Sue she was 13 when Christopher was. No, she was 14 when Christopher was born, so 4-year gap. She'd have been 18. That was it, basically. I think the police basically had a word and said, look, there's these things called condoms. We know you're going to do it. Just don't get her pregnant until she's 18, otherwise you will be going to Nick. I think that's...
So that's 7. So it's 7 years is the gap between the two, and 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, so...
23, 31... But 7, isn't it? 7.
It literally must have just been on her birthday. It's like 5. I can imagine the talking clocks there, and like Noel's busting to get in there. It's like at the stroke of 3, it will be midnight. It's like, right, that's it. Come on the bed. We're going for child number 2. We're legal now. Come on, let's make up for lost. They've really made up for lost time, haven't they? I mean, after Sophie Rose, Chloe Ann was 1995, Jack Richard 97, Daniel 99, Luke 2000, Millie 2001, Katie 2002, James 2003, Ellie 2005. What, you fancied a rest after James? Then no, made up for it. Amy in 2006. Then Josh 2007, Max 2008, Tilly 2010, Oscar 2011, Casper 2012, Alfie 2014. Stillborn. But didn't mourn too long, because 2015 you got Hallie, then Phoebe in 2016.
No, just have another baby, love. Yeah. Just have another baby, love. It'll be all right.
Archie is 2017. Then Bonnie Ray in 2018. Then Heidi was April 2020. So there we go.
20 grand a year to take my knobhead.
Oh, have you shown Godwinson?
No, there's no signs of them stopping then, is there? One was born in April.
No.
She's about due to fall pregnant soon, isn't she?
Yeah. So I'm expecting baby number 23.
Do you reckon he's literally going to baby her to death, then, do you? And then
the pattern of the dates there is like she's pregnant 9 months of the year.
I bet she's one of the few women out there that's just like praying for the menopause. Please let me eggs dry up, please, God. You actually praise to God every night that our eggs are going to dry up.
Sue and Noel, if you're listening, because I'm sure on a Sunday night when you got your 22 children around you, this is what you're listening to. We're not taking the piss.
Let's be honest, they're just shagging, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sunday shag.
They ain't got a TV or radio, are they? You don't need them for what they're loving.
No, they found their own form of entertainment. It's like, why pay for a telly license? I mean,
Hey, Flossie. I see Flossie's come on.
Hello,
Flossie. Call yourself a nationalist. You should be on to your 11th or 12th kid by now.
What's up? I should be what?
You're falling way behind. You're falling way behind this gal here. We're talking about the Radfords, 22 kids.
Have you heard about Sue Radford?
No.
She gave birth to Chris when she was 14 years old. So the conception would have been when she was 13 and he was 16.
Oh, it's a bit.
Hey, Flossie, I'm hearing from Brutus that you've got a bee in your bonnet about something. Nobody knows what, Flossie.
So I went on. I saw that he was streaming, and I went on and said basically because Sojo was just like bullshitting like usual, and I said, Sojo, you're full of shit. You were pushing the 37 words more than anyone else. You were like full on 37, like you live the 37, like I know initially it was ENA's meme, but he did kind of steal it, and then now he's trying to. I don't know.
It was Master Bruce. It was Master Bruce meme, wasn't it? Because it was Master Bruce clip, wasn't it? So.
Oh, I can't remember. But he was trying to. I don't know. He was trying to like distance himself from it and say that. Oh,
well, he's trying to distance himself from it and own it at the same time.
Yeah, it's just his dick. Well, he didn't say he owned it. He was trying to distance himself from it. He was trying to say, "Oh, well, I never really had, oh, it was just one of those things, and it wasn't really that serious." It was
I flicked it forward a bit to when just to see who was on, and then I listened to a full 5 minutes where Brutus got literally everything he said wrong. I can't remember what it was. Though. Literally everything he said was wrong. It was like
I was nodding my head a bit. So the alt-right was just a website set up by Richard Spencer.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Needs to write a book. I mean, where's his book? Like, come on.
He's obsessed with is it the Daily Stormer?
Stormer.
Yeah, he's
obsessed
with the Daily Stormer and angling.
Well, I'm sure you can wring some more content out of that fucking very, very dry fucking dry bit, can't you? It's just like the Storm is done. Everyone knows the best years are behind it.
Yeah. That stream I listened to, their whole contention was that America is completely fucked and there's no hope or anything. I think there's a lot more hope in America at the moment than there ever has been, right? You've got people storming the fucking Capitol.
I think America's going to be storming's a bit of an exaggeration. It's more that an orderly queue.
Orderly went through the rope, didn't they?
Yeah. An orderly, enthusiastic procession of like, hey, we are your people. The ones that are in the Constitution. Yeah, we want to participate in some democracy. Can we have access to the sweetie drawer?
Get out of here, you smelly little. Get out of here, you smelly little oiks.
Patrick Slattery was trying to look at things, just predict the future. I don't know what Donny might think about this, but he was thinking on a small scale, like electing local sheriffs or whatever. People in like the Midwest and what have you, they're going to go extremely, far right with their local elections just to try and balance out what Joe Biden's going to be doing.
But the thing that's the hope, isn't it? That's the bit of hope. It's not like completely dead because Trump's fucked off.
But when the government just absolutely crush any opposition whatsoever,
yes.
And it's not only the government that will crush it, also Silicon Valley will also help crush any rebellion that grows, won't they?
My favourite is Coca-Cola saying how they strongly condemn the January the 6th thing happening, And I was like, wait a minute, haven't you hired like literal right-wing death squads to go into places like Nicaragua to machine gun children?
Yeah.
Because they were like, please, Mr. Coca-Cola, can we have water too? No, you can have bullets.
Well, thinking about it, like the local sheriffs and what have you throughout America, some of them actually stood up against like the lockdown and what have you. Said we're not going to enforce these rules. So that's not something the American government has been able to concentrate on as much. They still have rebels within their ranks, whereas the British police, there are no rebels, not one person. They've been recruiting for at least 20 years.
That's because they're all NPCs, a lot of them.
Well, there was that story a couple of weeks ago about that police force, and they were dropping a few M-bombs and cake slurs, and they all got fired. Did you see that?
Oh, was that in the UK?
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, it was. Yeah. They were caught up. They were bugged basically by their commanding officer.
Didn't they refer to one of the chaps as what was this, a coconut or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were saying things they were saying wrong things. So
engaging in wrong thinking.
But how can you justify bugging your fellow officers? I mean,
that's just it. Amongst the higher ranking officers, they've been recruited specifically because they are the type of people that would bug and betray their own men, and then they'd go off and dance at the.
That's why they're recruited. That's why they're recruited directly from university, and they're fast tracked into upper management, aren't they? So they have no connection to the oiks below them, do they?
Well, the thing is, don't all police officers have to have a degree?
They brought that in now.
So.
They brought that in now, but there's obviously all the legacy. We'll call them legacy police. that engage in wrong thing, haven't you?
So
Boris is always on the telly. He's always after like 40,000 police officers to sign. I didn't know you had to have a degree to join the police.
It's like you used to have to have
You volunteer a bit, don't you? And then
with paramedics, you never used to have a degree to be a paramedic. They would train you on the job. But now you have to have a degree to be a paramedic.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I mean, maybe the government said, hey, look, it's been really good when we got these nurses who don't want to change bedpan because it's like, oh, that's beneath me. I studied for 6 years at university, don't you know? And the ones where they even begrudged changing a catheter, and it's like, well, when you said you wanted to do this job, did you have like any idea what was involved? It's not just making TikTok videos.
It also makes the process of replacing them easier, doesn't it? Because if you're British and you want a job as a nurse, you have to do 4 years at university. If you're foreign and want to be a nurse, you just like bribe your local official for the right certificate, don't you? And that's
it. You just should be like, I want to be a doctor.
Maybe
how much does it cost to be a doctor?
Maybe that's
how much does it cost to become a doctor? I want to be brain surgeon. How much do I have to pay to become brain surgeon, mate? Isn't it?
I've been inspired by watching Kay earlier on. I've just rustled up a bit of supper, so I'll say good night and I'll listen to the rest of the show. See you later.
All right, lads, take care.
He
did dinner his way. Wow.
Yeah. I wonder if he's done rustlers his way.
Boss side omelette.
But I mean, if they if the government saw like, oh yeah, it's really worked well for the nurses, how they got like no bedside manner or anything like that, or incompetent, or can't even like do a factor of 10. So it's like, how much fentanyl should we put in this patient? 2 milligrams. Are you sure it's 2 milligrams? Is it not 2 nanograms? Yeah, well, nanograms, milligrams. What's the difference?
Lol.
Well,
Even the German doctors get it wrong. Do you remember that German doctor give that bloke like 5 times the dose or something and killed him?
I mean, powers of 10 is very difficult for someone who's got a degree. But no, this is before I get lost in my this sort of thing about twats with degrees. I mean, Alex Jones would sort of famously go on about saying how in the US they do IQ tests for their applicants, and they don't want anybody with over 100 IQ. which I find is quite. So it's like you're not looking for brainy people. I thought it'd be quite a good idea to have brainy police, but unfortunately, brainy police start to question political decisions. Whereas in this,
it's the other way around though, isn't it? Because brainy police don't, because they've been brainwashed by the university system, haven't they?
This is the thing, Hemi. You've got really brainy people, or people with above 120 IQ who can think for themselves, but you've got what I call the dangerous midwits, the ones that are between 105 to 120 IQ. They go to university to prove to their peers, like, oh, look at me, I'm so studious.
You mean your average PA YouTube?
Yeah. Pretty much, you know. I mean, I think I'm starting to show my contempt for the midwits here, but it's the midwits, the ones which are most easily suggestible. And here's an interesting thing: you know, most suicide bombers and terrorists are postgraduates, and it's like, yeah,
I saw a bit on RT once, and this guy was, you know, they're doctors, university educated. Engineers, you know, all like supposedly high IQ people.
Well,
that should be able to see through this bollocks.
Well, they're not high IQ people. They're midwit IQ people, and they are the most gullible and they're the most brainwashable. And I think this is why we're having problems with academia and the police force, is because these midwits are in there and they think they're actually far brainier than what they are, and they just acquiesce to all this political wrangling. And
well, you see the midwits all the time on Crime Watch, don't you? They're the midwits and how they think.
I would say, I mean, just purely based on their appearance and demeanour, I'm just being completely prejudicial here, and I'm probably right. They're probably 120 IQ. I doubt anybody over those 120 IQ. The average in the UK, I think, is 100.
Phil's in now.
Ah, good.
Phil, do you want to talk about the rise of the midwit?
I can wind Phil up about your lack of inventions in Russia. I know it's all military spin-offs. All the Russian inventions I like the Ferriman and stuff, that's just a proximity sensor to, you know, detective of Western spies coming near. It's not really a musical instrument. It's just, you know, like, we don't want them here.
Yeah.
But to be fair...
Listen.
Yeah.
Russians are good at blowing shit up.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. Well, they
about it, really.
I tell you what...
Did you keep attention of these riots that have been happening in Russia? The Navalny guy's been arrested.
It'll be alright. Don't worry. Like they always have the
Do you see how effective they were in clamping down on it? You know, they just instantly put their national guard, put it under lockdown, got rid of them.
It's exaggerated as well. Like, a lot of the time it's exaggerated. It's like with the protests in Belarus, it wasn't that bad, but like Western media made it out to be worse than what it is. It's like with Navalny and this as well. It's not as bad as like the West are making it out to be. There are some protests, but generally speaking, most people accept that he's a liberal asshole, like a liberal fucking retard. And they don't support him in any way. Well, don't. He's a fucking.
I watched there's basically. Have you seen Russian Nick Fuentes? There's a Russian Nick Fuentes, literally this exact same format, and he was covering the riots yesterday.
See what the Russian Alex Jones? He's good. It's like with the lockdown. What did he say now? He said, "Listen, if you want money during this lockdown, here's a little bit of advice for you. Look behind your sofa and find me later." He's like proper taking like a libertarian approach. He's like, there you go, there's your money. Look behind your fucking yeah, whatever. But yeah, the point is, there's some shit going down in Russia, but it isn't as bad as people are making it out to be. They'll deal with it. Yes, at the end of the day, I don't know why he got arrested, but he's a liberal shithead anyway, so fuck him. I'm glad he got arrested. That's how you deal with political opposition. I'd do that. If I was in control of Russia or England, I'd be arresting everyone.
I think one of my favourite pranks in one of these Slav countries was, that was it. It was Gary Kasparov. That's it. He was like, I'm going to become an opposition party leader. So he was doing his conference about, you know, saying, I object to this, this, and this in Russian politics. And there was these people with remote-controlled dildos, like, flying in.
The chess guy, the chess
Gary Kasparov.
champion.
Yeah, he's decided he wants a career in politics. So it was this conference, and they had these, like, flying dildos, like, flying into his thing and just, like, buzzing his face. And it was quite dangerous because like, the rotor blades could have hurt him. But I just like the fact that he's being chased around by these dildos.
Dildo death, man. Dildo decapitation. You never know. I don't know what contaminants are on dildos.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, these Slavs, they could have put some polonium on the tip. It was a spunk of death.
What a point to reach you in the conversation. I've just been out getting a beer and then just like, about some bloke being chased by dildos.
Wait, imagine the pause hole contaminants on the ends of those dildos. I don't reckon they were washed. They are like biological weapons in the hands of homosexuals and lesbians.
Ne'er-do-wells.
Ne'er-do-wells, that's it. Ruffians and fools. That's all.
Gopnik and ne'er-do-wells. I don't think they'd have gone to the effort of scraping up some pos holes. I think they would just be like, do you really want to do that, or do you just want to use some polonium? Yeah, go on, let's use the polonium. We got loads of it.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Is that an old Nick Fuentes that's on that picture you just put
No,
up?
yesterday I was watching these Russian riots, and Russian Nick Fuentes was talking about it.
He is Russian Nick Fuentes. He's got the background and everything, isn't he?
What the fuck? Why is he...
Oh my god, that is Russian Nick Fuentes. I have to show it. Sorry, Godwinson's put this thing.
Though, isn't he? He's got a bit.
He even has I think he has a Trova or a D-Live or something.
There we go. Is this that Slavic for Russia first? I assume AW. Hey Phil, you're a resident Gopnik. What does that say? AW.
Gopnik. President Gopnik.
To be fair, there is instead of K shitty cooking, can we just see some Slav cooking I like? So we'll do Life of Boris. Let's just have something by Life of Boris. What have we got? You just carry on talking. That was what Slavic Nick. I wonder if this is like some sort of like astroturfed thing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it says
Well, I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility for the government agencies of the Zog government to hire both an American Nick Fuentes and a Russian one. There's probably a Chinese Nick Fuentes out there, you know?
Do they look the same? Do they really look the same?
Well, hang on.
Yeah, they're all streaming from their mother's basements.
I'll pause the video, Flossie, and then
you can use your eyes.
You can see there. I mean, look, that there. That there is. I mean, I assume that's Moskva.
Oh no.
Or is that St. Petersburg? And you got the background there. So the green screen background. He's got his mug.
Moskva.
Oh my god!
I assume you can get that from Russian OnlyFans, the AW mug. But
I genuinely thought that was Nick Fuentes.
No, it is. It is Nikolai Fuentesky.
Mikhail, mate.
Nikolai.
I think it was him.
Nicholas.
But it is something. It is a Russian take on stew with rice. I've done this before actually. It's really good. You make a stew and then you
rice my way. Is it from K Tozlovsky?
Well, that's it. I mean.
Oh my god, Babushka's cooking, mate. Babushka's good cooking.
Yeah, that's it. Babushka's good cooking. Oh, look, it's plover. I mean, if you've got a slow cooker, steaming rice with stew is a really easy thing to do. You put your stew in, you've got your stew, you put rice on top, and then you leave it for 2 hours, and it's like, oh look, all your rice is not just deliciously cooked, but it's imparted with all the flavours of your stew. I mean, that's basically what a curry is, right? It's just a stew with some spices.
When I'm cooking in the slow cooker, I'm doing like a stew or something. I usually last hour or so chuck a handful of rice in there just to thicken it up, and make it a bit more interesting. Yeah.
He's going for his Frasian Fresher knife.
Is there any point in having a slow cooker if you don't eat meat? Do you think?
I mean, you can do chickpeas in it or some other boring thing. Yeah, soup, yeah.
Eggplant.
Do soups.
Yeah, but you could probably just do that in
a saucepan.
In a fast cooker.
You mean like all the vegetables of the world?
Yeah.
Flossie likes a bit of Polish eggplant, don't you, Flossie?
The slow cooking process is to make meat tender and to make it not taste like boiled meat.
Yeah, I mean
taste diffusers into the meat.
Oh, I mean,
otherwise it tastes like shit.
Bronze Age pervert who follows me on Twitter for some reason. He was talking about.
He wants your ass habit.
Does it? Well, I don't think I conform to his catboy archetype. So
17 in the gay scene. He probably likes a chunky lad, doesn't he? You know, he pushes
didn't
all
he
the
get
healthiness,
dark?
likes a chunky lad.
What,
17 in the gay scene, mate. That's me.
He likes someone who can put up a fight. Is that it? But it,
Didn't he get doxxed recently?
has he? I don't know. But
he wants the Greco wrestle your hobbit and take away your man virginity.
But anyway, he was talking about how like the proud European tradition of boiled meat, and he was talking about all these obscure shit here, Greek and Slavic cuisine, and I was like, mate, you've missed out the best boiled meat. It's just not boiled; it's stew. How can you be talking about?
Isn't it just an absolute fallacy that our cooking is the worst in Europe? I mean, for fuck's sake, horse and fucking snail, and ours is supposed to be the worst in Europe. Go fuck yourself.
Fucking frogs as well.
I've eaten snails before, but I will never eat frog. And you know what? I regret eating snails as well. Horse was good.
I don't mind a sea snail, like a whelk, you know. Salt.
It's interesting how lots of various European dishes.
Jelly deals and whelks is based in Anglo.
There we go.
Oh, would
How can you not like jelly deals?
Well, actually, that's the thing. You say jelly deals. I would say it's based. I like eels. I think they're all right. They're good meaty.
My granddad was a massive fan of jelly deals. Used to love them apparently.
They're a good. It's good meaty food. It is. But the fact is, in Brussels, I mean, they've got their equivalent jelly deals. It's mussels which are cooked in beer with chips. So there you go. Yeah, and it's good stuff. It is. I mean, they know it because I don't like mussels. I think they're a bit too seafood tasting. You know that nasty earthy. That's
the problem with seafood, isn't
it? You bite into that. You bite into that sack, don't you? Like sack and
roll. Yeah, but I had a good trout the other day.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
very earthy. Did you put some lemon on it, Cass? If you don't put the lemon on it, it just tastes like bottom-up river, doesn't it?
Well, that's it. Yeah, you got.
What I did is I got a collection of random shit out of my cupboard and I just slapped it on.
But I mean, it's the same with mackerel. I mean, I really like mackerel. Which
you had trout with Nutella. You had trout and Nutella, did you?
Oh, fuck off. He's not ENA.
Trout and tea.
Yeah, pork pies and Nutella, mate. I'll tell you what I had on it, mate. I had
I'm going to head out now, okay?
See you, mate.
Chai,
See you later.
Okay.
lemon juice.
Yeah.
That's it, mate.
But I mean,
I bought some of them. I bought some of them Chinese buns hobbits, some microwavable ones, and I had some of those. They're not bad actually.
Oh yeah, I like the pork dumplings and such. And
I bought one. I bought a chicken teriyaki one and a duck one.
Teriyaki's not Chinese.
Yeah, it's your Japanese cuisine.
Have you ever seen City Sushi? No, teriyaki chicken, not Chinese.
City Sushi.
City Sushi.
I bought it from Waitrose. I bought it from Waitrose, and they wouldn't sell. Waitrose wouldn't sell your bums there, would they?
You there at Waitrose?
Lordy dog.
Yeah.
Waitrose, mate. Test we got here.
We did the bulk of the shop in Aldi, and then just bought a couple of bits from Waitrose.
Thank God for that.
Aldi, mate. Aldi's good.
I'm not a total punch, lads.
So I mean, I like going into Waitrose. They do good deals on pastis and gin and their coronation.
I do have palpitations when I look at the price of their meat. Fuck me, Jesus.
Well, no, you don't go and buy meat from that. But that's it. The coronation.
but just looking at the prices brings you out to sweat. You look at the price of the meat in there.
I bought some ham from there the other day. It was one done in Hampshire, and I thought, Hampshire.
Oh, you went to the deli counter.
Yeah,
that's where I used to have I used to get my sandwich meat from there.
Yeah, it was.
They do a decent pork and pickle pie, but I don't know whether the Coop's put an end to that.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
Pork pickle pie.
Doesn't matter. I mean, you know, so talk about the food, do some food. You know, Godwinson's here, and we're looking at food. And...
Well, I will say, like, Waitrose House Red is pretty fucking nice.
Well,
about 10 quid a bottle.
They wouldn't go wrong. Hey, you know what's Co-op's become really upmarket. The one here, they've got some wine from Pic Saint-Loup, and I grew up near there. I used to see the mountain, and when I was telling my
you can get in Lidl. In Lidl, you can get a bottle of Rioja for about £6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Russian roulette, though, isn't it? In Lidl.
There was one. My mum can't stand it, but they do it's like a Beaujolais Nouveau in Aldi. It's Portuguese. It's called Arminius, and I thought, Arminius. There we go. You know, it's like Roman salutes when you pick up the bottle because it's on the top shelf.
Quite popular now. Your Portuguese wines are incredibly popular now. I don't know why.
I tell you what, the Spanish wines. I've never been disappointed with the Spanish wine, and I think I've drunk enough to get a good idea of what.
Well, you're a bit of a fan of the old sherry, isn't sherry?
Yeah, sherry's lovely. I've been drinking loads of sherry over Christmas, and
you're like an 80s sitcom character. Do you remember that? Was that Home Sweet Home when like the husband used to sneak out to the greenhouse with his mate, and they used to have and he had a bottle of sherry hidden in there.
Oh, base. But the fact is, I mean, they put a lot of effort into sherry, and they don't charge silly money, because I tell you, the French, I mean, yeah, they do some decent food and drink, but they charge a fair penny for it. The Spaniards aren't like that. I mean, maybe all that living under Franco gave them a sense of fair and justice and all that.
Well, this is what we should have done with Brexit. We should have gone, fuck you, you know, we don't need you while in France, you know, fuck you. We got the rest of we got the whole of the New World to choose from, haven't we? Like, some of those New World wines are getting better and better,
that's it. They were saying, they're going to whack on £1.50 a bottle, and it's like, okay, then I guess you don't want to. You don't want to export your food here. I mean, good luck finding another market for your drink. I mean, I know that the French drink half of it, but they only drink half of it. They can't drink all of it.
Oh man, bloody hell and God!
The French are falling. The French are falling behind on the food stakes anyway, aren't they? They're not the culinary power they once were, are they?
No, but that said, I mean, they still are good. I mean, it's like saying that Roger Bannister in his 50s couldn't run a 4-minute mile. He could still run faster than I could.
Yeah, but would you buy the extra £5 on the Bordeaux, or would you just buy New World wine instead?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask about that, because most of the time...
I'll give you an answer. I'd just spend the extra £5, you know, tried and tested.
Well, yeah, no, that's it.
Last thing you want is to buy a bottle of wine and it's a load of shit.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so you've just wasted an extra £5 as opposed to...
But have you wasted it, or have you invested it?
Well, yeah, I invested in my liver, so... The Pic Saint-Loup is £15 a bottle, and for £15 I wouldn't recommend it, but I just bought it out for sheer nostalgia. It's like, I grew up there, and I can hear the cicadas, you know, clicking away than the crickets in my head, and I remember like the ghost town and the dust and everything, and there used to be these big dinners, and it's like, Hobbit's family is over, bring a bottle of wine, bring some tomatoes, they'll cook us up a meal, and they can be there all night. And that used to be like, I used to remember just seeing these old blokes from the village would be smoking their cigarettes and drinking pastis, and they'd be playing balls, and I've never in my life played a game of balls.
Playing ball?
I never played in my life playing a game of balls. You know, it's not the one where they roll the balls, it's the one where they toss them into the sand.
Tossing the balls in the sack, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, ball sacking.
Yeah, Chilean wine's good, I agree with that. Co-ops piss take place. Yeah, co-ops piss take place, but I don't know where else I'm going to get.
Here's my argument, right? I mean, if we're going to keep saying, you know, if they're going to put the good wine up by an extra £5, we're just not going to buy it. At what point are we all just drinking Blossom Hill? You know,
Blossom Hill. We're going on the Bucky. At least that's brewed in England.
Yeah, that's
Godwinson. You're gonna join us on the Bucky, are you, Godwinson?
Well, at what point are you drinking the fucking plastic bag wine? Sainsbury's wine in a bag.
Do you not know what? Yeah, you know what Buckfast is, don't you, Godwinson?
Buckfast.
Are you not
Scottish Tramp fuel? Buckfast.
No, let me explain, because I happen to know a bit about the Benedictine Abbey in Devon. So the Buckfast Abbey in Devon, it's some French monks went over, and it's like, yeah, we'll do it, and it's like
currently staffed by Adam Wallace.
Yeah, and it's they said, how are we gonna pay for the renovation? Oh, I know a good, generous people, the Scots. Oh yeah, how do you figure that? We'll make a tonic wine, and they'll pay for all of this, and that's why Buckfast Abbey is one of the nicest Benedictine monasteries in the world, thanks to the generosity of the Scottish Ned.
Godwinson, us poor people when we were in our teens, that used to be the Friday night going out fuel, a bottle of Bucky.
Do you know why they say that it's linked to Ireland? Because with Buckfast, when you smash it, it turns into a perfect shank, doesn't it?
The other
something with the bottle that. Fuck off. There you are,
yeah. The other problem with Buckfast is you've got the alcohol to give you the inebriation, but you've also got the caffeine to give you the energy, and it's
a tonic wine, Godwinson.
Yeah, I can't say I've tried it.
Oh, you should. It's an experience.
Yes, it certainly is an experience. It's quite sickly sweet, I'll have you know. So
all the Poles were drinking.
You might wake up on the front lawn. You might wake up covered in cuts and bruises and naked on the front lawn after a bottle of it, but you'll have had a good night, Godwins.
So
I had over Christmas. I had a bottle of Talisker bought for me. You know, this whiskey.
Yeah. That's nice.
I went down like nothing. It wasn't even like whiskey. It was great.
I remember my friend, we were in the pub, and it was New Year's, and he said, "Oh, you've met him, Hemi. It's Dave." And he says, "Can I get you anything, Hobbit?" I said, "What, anything? Yeah, anything from the bar." "Oh, can I have half a pint of Glenlivet?" And then his mate turned over, and it's like his mate didn't get like the joke, because I just thought it'd have been so funny and go up to the bar. It's like, "Yeah, can I have half a pint of Glenlivet?" And it's like, you realise that'll be about £50. And his mate, who I'm going to call him, let's not use his real name, let's call him Twat. Twat. Twat says, okay. "Dave, do not do that. Have you got any idea how much that costs?" And I said, "Yeah, probably about 50 quid.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, but he's a complete fucking tosspot.
Fucking gay guy.
No, not whiskey, not Talisker. That's it. Not that we would ever admit to criminal activity on this, culture and food and news show and stuff like that. But let me just say, having experienced someone who I know quite well, who drank a bottle of Buckfast, he decided to sit down on a public bench, and won't say where this public bench was. And then this person, who isn't me or anyone else, in fact, this is a completely hypothetical story, thought, "I wonder how hard I can lean back in this solid wooden bench." He was able to lean back in Minecraft in this bench so hard that the bench collapsed. And he was quite proud of his achievement. And it was like, wow, Buckfast gives you strength.
Turns you into a super trump.
That's it.
Super Trump.
It's like,
is that in fact how Super Trump were named? Weren't it? They just had a night in the Bucky.
I mean, it's like a solid teak bench. I mean, it's easily like 100 kilograms, and it's just like, yeah, I can collapse that like it's some shit you bought from IKEA. But of course, this is a purely fictitious story I've just pulled out of my arse. It didn't happen because we're all.
I had a night in the Red Stripe once, and that made me act very weird.
Alleged.
Hey. You know what's happened? I don't mind doing a third hour if you don't mind doing a third hour of Godwinson. Do you fancy doing that?
I don't mind. I don't mind, man.
Well, the thing I normally
I'm just
do...
rolling a smoke. So.
Oh yeah, the thing I normally do when we get into the last 15 minutes.
You see what Alphabet put in the chat? He said, "Buckfast is like what spinach is for Popeye, but for Neddies."
Yes, that is. I can. Someone who definitely isn't me can attest to that claim. So let's take away from Slavic.
It's like being pissed as a 15-year-old at the school disco. It's a sandwich bar.
Yeah, it really is. No, it's a public. I think this is in the public interest. What we like to round up the show with, and I think we'll just do 1 or 2 articles from it. We do something else.
Who is this provider? Who is this news provider?
Pink News. Because
I've never even heard of it.
You've never heard of Pink News? It's the preeminent.
I've heard of the Mirror and the previous leaks.
Yes,
Pink News.
Pink News. Pink News is brilliant. I mean, for example,
it's a gay newspaper.
Well, I could tell just reading those headlines. I was wondering.
I mean,
that's
beautiful.
Last week, I was shocked and horrified that Graham Norton wants death to all trannies, and the only good tranny is a dead tranny, and he laughs whenever they commit suicide. And I thought, hang on, Graham Norton, you homosexual. That's a bit close to the knuckle, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I misread the headline. It was taking a long time to load, so I had to make up the story, you see.
So have they really made an AIDS drama called It's a Sin? That's pretty basic.
Yeah, Channel 4 doing it.
It's a Sin leaves choir people in tears, and that's not just from the genital warts, and brings back painful memories of the worst years of the AIDS epidemic. Now, we covered this story before, but you know the stone toss meme where it's like, and this will help us sell burgers, right? Burgers? Cadbury went, hey, that's a good one. Let's just copy it. So, you know, here's two men sharing cream egg. Yeah. And this will help us sell cream eggs.
This is just GQ for homosexuals, isn't it?
Pretty much it is. Alice Hoagland, mother of gay 9/11 hero.
Have they upset Mumsnet? They're fucking done. Cadbury are done. Cadbury are done.
What,
that share price is over.
All right, well that's it.
You're aware of the power of Mumsnet, aren't you, Godwinson?
Of course, yeah. I think me and PPP have been written about over there, yeah.
Yeah, don't fuck with Mumsnet. You do not fuck with I think Mumsnet have taken against Cadbury's. They're done, mate.
No,
that's it, all over.
Oh, well, Kraft Foods International.
Cadbury's Mumsnet.
Yeah, the Mumsnet Kraft Foods war, it's on now. But here's a juicy story we can all sink our teeth into, or rather not. Ann Summers' boss insists trans people are absolutely welcome at empowering sales parties.
Hold on, go back a sec to the main screen.
Yeah.
And then what the fuck? Read that 9/11 story out, because I read that and I was like, what the fuck? Is that just someone's thrown a load of words at a fridge and then copied them out onto the website? Or is that actually supposedly a story?
Let's read it briefly. Hoagland died on the 22nd of December at home in Los Gatos, California. AP News reported she was remembered by International Gay Rugby as its biggest supporter and surrogate mother for many rugby players.
International Gay Rugby? What? It's just like Alice Hoagland,
maybe they have their own
9/11 hero, gay 9/11 hero, and LGBT inclusive. What the fuck?
There is a lot of jargon which we have to get.
A lot of achievement in the family, from the looks of it.
just the one guy as well.
No, you see, the thing is, now one might say that International Gay Rugby is an exclusive organisation, but it's not true. All rugby players are a member of International Gay Rugby, don't you know?
International Gay Rugby, that's Banter.
They're all they all partake of the ginger beer at International Gay Rugby. Believe I really.
How do you join?
Well, you play rugby and then you're a member of International Gay Rugby.
Does that Australian guy play for him, does he? Do you remember the guy who got done for sticking his finger at people's asses in the scrum? Do you remember that guy? Does everyone here remember that guy, do they?
Well, you see, this is the thing. Weren't we talking about rugby last week? And I was saying how much I enjoyed it, apart from, the homosexuality and the rules. And like, there's lots of rules. Like, you can stick your finger up someone's bum, but only if they've got the ball in possession. And if they haven't got the ball in possession, then you can grab them by the balls, because then you've got the ball in possession, and that's an okay tackle. But otherwise, you can't tackle people in rugby unless they got the ball. So it's very ball focused. You got to focus on the balls. You got to cup the ball close to your chest in rugby. Otherwise, someone might tackle you and grasp the ball. I remember once I had the ball and someone was like trying to kick my jaw, and it's like, you ain't having this. And I was just crawling towards the finish line. As after a while, I got like about 5 yards away, and then there was whistle was being blown. I was like, oh, come on, I could have got there. But anyway, does that mean I'm a member of international?
Sexual assault or banter? Wales and Wales skipper unhappy with testicle growth.
Oh. Well, Hemi, shall we do that story after this one? Because I'm sure.
I'm looking for that other guy. I can't remember his fucking name though. That's the problem. I've put in like rugby Australian sexual assault, and it just comes up with too much stuff.
Well, yeah, you'll have to narrow it down a bit. Jacqueline Gold is the CEO of Ann Summers, says trans people are absolutely welcome at sales parties. Gold, who inherited Ann Summers' empire from her father, famously transformed the company. Yeah. Well, you know, it's a good Christian name, is Gold.
Judeo-Christian.
Yeah. Transformed the company when she launched the Ann Summers Party Plan. Is she becoming a political party in 1981, which gave women the chance to buy sex toys and lingerie in their own homes. Now the business mogul has insisted that trans people are more than welcome at the famous home parties. Gold told The Times, "We would absolutely welcome transgender people. We want to support them. We want to empower them." She continued, "We want to make them feel comfortable. Our changing rooms are open to transgender people." Gold went on to heap praise on transgender model, whatever the name is, who fronted Ann Summers' Christmas campaign in 2020 after rising to fame on Britain's Next Top Model. "It's been fantastic getting to know her." Oh, hang on. "It's been fantastic getting to know her. I go to the campaign filming. I love to meet the mothers," she said. Tallulah Eve praised the company in November, telling OK that she was proud to be involved in the campaign that celebrated all women. Hang on, who's saying this bit? "Ann Summers is such an iconic brand that has changed how people perceive women and their sexuality and how women express sexuality," she said at the time. "Being part of a brand that empowers women and represents all women is such an honour. And as a trans woman, you know it's kind of groundbreaking because it's never been done before with a brand, and it's an amazing step forward for the trans community because it's shining light on us, it's raising awareness and showing that trans women can do what other women can do as well." Brief. There wasn't once mention of LGBT in that article. I need to do another one, or do you want to do your one
Here
first?
you go, I found it. His name's John Hapawate.
John Hapawate.
Where is it? Yeah. Where is it? I'm trying to find the. Yeah. No, false name. That's not the one. Yeah, but basically, he stuck his fingers in people's asses in the scrum to put them off. I never understood.
Hang on.
I never understood how you could. Surely you'd only stick your finger in your own guy's ass. You wouldn't be able to reach the other person's ass.
So in other words, he's trying to.
Your fucking hands?
Is he like just trying to put off his own teammates? Is that what it is? Because I mean, I can understand like Andre the Giant. He used to stick his thumb up the other wrestlers' bums. And...
during a 2001 clash with the North Queensland Cowboys, Hapawate tried to unsettle his opponents by inserting a finger in 3 players' anuses. The first occurring during the 7th minute of play. Does no bit did any of you guys remember this story then?
I assume he's a member of International Gay Rugby. So I've got 2.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
We've got some great editors' picks in this week's Pink News. We've got why every LGBT plus, the plus stands for pedophile, person needs to thank Stacey Abrams as Georgia ushers a new dawn of progress. 5 incredible queer actors we want to see take over from Jodie Whittaker on Doctor Who.
Yeah, let's have a look at that one. Let's see who.
The Doctor Who.
Who's next in line?
The Doctor Who.
So is she leading then?
It's going to be Dr. Watt, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's going to have to be Dr. Watt from now on, isn't it? Who, like, misogynist or something?
Well, it's like, I thought she's only just got there. I don't know.
Well,
I've never really.
Yeah, the viewing figures are atrocious. I mean,
I only know from Heel versus Babyface, who announces the viewing figures.
Good old ass. Good old ass. I was listening to a few of these videos today.
What is happening is disgraceful.
I assume it's going to be like, have I got news for you? And they're just going to have a new guest doctor every week.
Yeah. Like when Angus Deaton was caught sniffing blow off that hooker.
Oh yeah,
he did it twice, didn't he?
Yeah. Because I mean, you're sniffing something you don't know the constituents of, so it's a pretty dirty thing to put up your nose. So what better way to make it than just sticking up in the whore's arse? I mean, right in her arsehole, just sniff right there. I hope she doesn't fart. Or maybe that'll just help get the last little bits in. I don't know. With Jodie Whittaker, rumoured to be stepping down from...
I thought it was talcum powder.
Oh, yeah. Which she's sniffing up from her arsehole.
Yeah.
With Jodie Whittaker, rumoured to be stepping down from Doctor Who, the TARDIS door...
She is. She's fucking done, mate.
Yeah.
I
you imagine
they've already changed it. They've already changed it, so Doctor Who's now Black Whammy, isn't he? Hey.
Let our guests
you check in on the Heel versus Babyface review every time the episodes go out. Got a grown 45-year-old man screaming and shouting with tears in his eyes.
That sounds.
Did he cry when Luke Skywalker was on the thing? Did he?
Oh, I think he did. Yeah. Tears in his eyes, pissed as a fart, completely leathered.
What's that one we were talking about the other day? You said he's so drunk, his eyes are blinking independently.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, I've seen that happen. It's so weird. Yeah. So
it was. We heard the origin story of Az from Heels versus Babyface, and it's awesome.
About how he became a bloated Chris Cantwell, surrounded by Funko Pops.
Oh dear. Wow.
Hey, he used to have a successful sales career, and he decided, blow this. I want to talk about child's things on the internet. So he moved into his mate's attic, and it's all been history from then on.
And he's still there.
And frankly, no one gives a damn. Oh, that was a bad attic joke. I apologise. Let's read this article to make up for it. The TARDIS door is open for the first openly queer actor to play the next Doctor. Rumour has it that Whittaker's time...
Wait, wasn't Matt Smith a queer? I thought he was a homosexual.
Well, he is a thespian, don't you know?
Yeah.
He's a queer. You can't say queer. With the hard R, it's their word. You have to say queer.
Okay.
Yes. So she's come to end after one last series, with an insider telling Daily Mirror her departure is top secret, but it's some over the coming months.
I think we need the first wheelchair-bound black Aaron. We could have Aaron.
I can honestly say I've not watched an episode of her in it. Is she good or is she just shit? I haven't seen a single minute.
To be fair, the most entertaining review I've seen is from the Critical Drinker. He's if you type Critical Drinker Doctor Who,
I'm very familiar with him. He's an alcoholic as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is. See, not
he played Warzone with Az. Hobbit.
Yeah.
There's one on Az's where he played Warzone.
They got so blind drunk they didn't know what they were doing for the last hour.
Oh, that sounds entertaining. So anyway, the BBC leak says her departure is top secret, but at some point over the coming months, the arrival of the 14th Doctor will need to be filmed. Willy bum bum. Sounds like idle gossip, but intriguingly, the BBC has refused to comment on any speculation around Jodie's future on the show, which has naturally been taken by me as confirmation the end of 13 is nigh. In fairness, Whittaker's upcoming season...
Sorry, just look at who the first contestant is.
Well, hang on. Let's just put this... That's a teaser for what's coming next. A face is quite distracting. In fairness, Whittaker's upcoming season will be a third. Her predecessors, Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith, were also freeing out, adding further weight to the theory. If Whittaker, the first woman to play the Doctor, is bowing out, then there are a couple of stars we'd like to see take over, and of course, they're all family.
Oh, but Doodling Pad, that's my suggestion for next Doctor Who.
All right, let's load up... I've seen...
That's who we need for the next Doctor Who. We need a suggestion box from the BBC so we can just fill it with votes for Aaron.
I want this Akron Phillip to be the next Doctor Who, and if it's not, then I'm going to continue not paying.
It's pure bigotry.
Well, I was going to say, if they don't put her as Doctor Who, then I'm going to continue not to pay my teletax. So
yeah.
Where are we up to now? Sharon D. Clark. So here we go. Do you want to look? Is that a man or a woman?
Does anyone know who she is? But I've not seen her in anything.
I don't know.
Oh no, we're missing Castlevania and Vampire's Kiss that Mark's playing video games.
Yeah, well, we're doing Overdrive, as Alex Jones would say.
It looks like an NES game.
Castlevania, yeah, it is.
Just looked it up.
Here we go. Yes, stage legend Sharon D. Clark. She's a legend of the stage, don't you know? Has already appeared.
A legend.
Yeah, legend.
So she's a foot then.
Yeah. Has already appeared in Doctor Who as Graham's late wife Grace, but that didn't stop.
Who's Graham?
I don't know. I don't watch that.
That was you know that the guy that does the chase, Bradley Walsh.
Oh,
well, has she been in it?
Yeah, so this woman's been...
I'll tell you, she'd make a good villain. You know, the governess. She'd be like a good master. You know?
Oh, yeah.
The chase is on.
Jesus, Bradley Walsh was married to her. Fucking hell, no wonder he was so happy after she died of cancer.
Hemi, instead of the one you suggested, what about English Scion saying, my vote goes to Harvey?
Harvey? Oh, that'd be based. Did you see I found the article where
the master, hello you cunt. Davros, hello you cunt.
Hello you cunt, I'm going to turn you off.
Oh.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? The new Doctor, Harvey Price, with his catchphrase of "Hello, you cunt."
Oh, please tell me that the Doctor's assistant is Katie Price. I would genuinely watch Doctor Who if he was in. Come on.
What if he starts raping her? What if he starts raping her in the TARDIS?
Yeah, well, you know, Tom Baker got away with his eccentricity, so I think you're just being bigoted against Harvey. I, for one, want to see Harvey Price as the next Doctor Who, and if it doesn't happen, then I think the BBC has let down its popular. I mean, it's got
Aaron as the assistant. Or would Aaron be the master? Would he?
Aaron's going to be new Davros.
I mean, we're going to cast this stuff, aren't we? I mean, Geordie LaForge could be in it as well because he's blind, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's it. There we go. I mean, the fact is, there's not enough like queer, trans, disabled people playing villain roles, and I think this is doing like a disservice to the Quark
Stephen K. Amos. They could chew on Stephen K. Amos because he's gay, isn't he?
Yeah, there we go. And I'm sure. What's his name?
We're going to cast this bitch. This is. I feel like as now Godwinson.
Richard Ayoade's got to be.
I'm getting excited about Doctor Who.
Yeah, there we go. Tart in the TARDIS. Bear Ray, someone in the chat. That's very mean.
But shall we do a vote? Is it yay or nay for Sharon D. Clark as the next Doctor Who?
I am gonna.
I think that would be bigoted because she obviously isn't gay and probably isn't, and she doesn't look disabled, although she might be disabled.
I mean,
well, she's black, so she's
it hasn't shown us what she's been in other than Doctor Who. So, like, what has she been in?
Well, she's a stage legend. So all the
like
things.
Pantomimes.
I don't Well, she's the owner of 3 Oliver Awards. Clark is as seasoned an actor as they come, according to the Guardian's.
Oliver Award?
Wow.
It's Olivier Award, isn't it? Fucking Lawrence.
Right,
well, okay. Oh, yeah. There's 2 eyes in it. Olivier, yeah.
Yeah, it's not one you get for being in Oliver Twist, Hubbard.
Oh, I was going to say, was it like something to do with Jamie Oliver? Or so? But
Jamie Oliver, it's when he tells you pucker.
So the owner of
you're pucker active, you are, love.
The owner of 3 Olivier Awards. Clark is a seasoned an actress
Oliver
they
Awards.
can't.
We'll call them Oliver Awards.
The owner of 3 Jamie Oliver Pucker Pies. Clark is a seasoned an actress they come. According to the Guardian's chief wanker, Afria Akbar. Hang on, wasn't he in Star Wars?
Admiral Akbar, yeah.
Afria Akbar, yeah.
It's a
giant fish, if I recall.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Did you know he's working for the Guardian now as its chief theatre critic?
No, I never would have took Admiral Akbar for a lefty.
Well, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
So in Admiral Akbar's own words, emulates personality in every role she plays.
Shouldn't he be? If Aaron got the role, would he be shouting, "It's a trap"?
Well, this next one is a trap, isn't it?
Rebecca Root. I think her chances are rooted, to borrow from slang from our Antipodean cousins.
A proper crimson chin there.
Oh wow! Rebecca Root joined the Whoniverse. Did you know there's such a thing as a Whoniverse? A Whoniverse. In 2020, she joined in 2020 as Tanya, a companion to Paul McGann's 8th Doctor in Doctor Who audio drama. She became the first to
That's just complete word salad to me. What's that sentence?
Why don't they just get Johansson to write it? That's what they need to do.
That's what I was thinking. Why not just get fucking Johansson?
Oh my god!
He knows what's to do. It'd be full of trannies,
he's already been writing it
everything.
For the past 5 years, hasn't he? He's been writing.
My God, I think we got it. We Johans is going to be the writer. Jim Sterling's going to be editorial stuff.
No, it won't be Jim Sterling. It'll be the tranny. What's the tranny? Laura tranny.
Wait a second. Jim Sterling's now taking HRT, so he can fulfill all roles.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, that's right then. That's inclusive. So basically, we've sorted out the whole cast and the whole of the writing team.
Got the writing stuff. So, I mean, I tell you what, I'd be even quite happy to write a couple of episodes.
But you're a straight white cisgendered evil Nazi, so
no room for you.
Well, that's okay. I could
start taking HRT with Jim Sterling.
I could just ghostwrite for them. They can claim credit for it. So she became the first trans companion in the series history, but at the time Root said she had her sights set even further. And she says, I don't think it's any secret in the media world. I'd love to have a chance to play the Doctor myself. She admitted to Pink News. Certainly before Jodie
Admitted? Admitted? That sounds kind of like...
I mean, this is where my line is, right? I don't think there should be a trans Doctor. That's where my line is drawn.
Well...
how can the... I don't know,
Well, Godwinson, clearly you're bigoted, and this is why I have to do this public announcement from Pink News so that we can all get...
You could have a trans doctor, and the doctor could go, oh, no, that got a bit messed up, didn't it?
I guess that...
and the doctor's constantly trying to top himself. He'd just be
like... Isn't there some sort of thing with the Time Lords? They're not supposed to have more than 13 incarnations because there's errors.
The thing is, every episode's going to have a 15-minute quota where the Doctor's fucking dilating.
Chris Chibnall fixed it, and now the first Doctor was a black woman.
Oh, so that's
and they can and because it's a black woman of power, it can have as many.
So was her TARDIS a pyramid?
As it wants.
Are you saying pyramids would be TARDIS and shit?
Yeah.
Okay. So she says.
So is it yay or nay for
Rebecca Root?
Barry Front.
Well, I mean, I can't support Miss Root because really it's Harvey Price's time to shine as the next Doctor. My heart's set on Harvey. If anybody but Harvey Price plays it, I'm going to be disappointed. And I think that's a given. So she carries on to say, certainly before Jodie Whittaker took over, I was hinting very heavily at showrunners. I want to stab at that role. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I need some more.
Never heard of her. Both of the candidates we've seen so far aren't established actors, are they?
Well, she was in. She played in the Doctor Who radio play, Paul McGann's Eighth Doctor, a companion.
Doctor Who's traditionally a nobody's role, though, isn't it? Other than Eccleston. Well,
Tennant
was virtually unknown, wasn't he? I mean, he'd only done... Was it Casanova for BBC 4?
Never say never, though.
David Tennant was everywhere, wasn't he? When I was growing up, he was sort of all over the place.
I'd still like a
shot.
I
thought it was the Doctor Who that kind of gave him that prestige.
Well, what's his name? Peter Capaldi. He was like famous for years, wasn't he? In the thick of it, calling people wankers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's recent. Yeah, but when you think, I don't know what Tom Baker's pedigree was, but certainly like
Peter Capaldi starring as Alistair Campbell. Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what that role was. But anyway, he carries on saying,
we need ads from Heels versus Babyface on to talk about Doctor Who, don't we?
So
he'd probably come on, you know.
Really?
We're just having to pretend we're a Fandom Menace podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about Star Wars. We'll talk about Gina Carano's tits. And
I can talk about Star Wars.
So, tell us about the Jews.
So it carries on saying, never say never, no. I like a shot at the telly version, but sort of say it's being part of the insert TARDIS crew is an honour and a treat. Oh, fucking hell. I'll fucking stab you up in it, mate.
All right, here we go. Ian McKellen. That's a definite yes from me. You know, straight away, yes.
He's a quad.
Yeah, but he hasn't got enough diversity points, has he? I mean, he's just like a gay male, and that's just fucking old hat these days.
I don't know. He's like 90-something, so he's got to have some sort of points there.
Yeah, but he's no Harvey Price, is he? And then we got...
What is that?
This one is a Vulcan, Nia Miller. She's, the cousin of T'Pau and Spock. Well, there you go. Comes from Star Trek, so that's like Doctor Who, isn't it? Another actor who's already proven their chops in Doctor Who. At this point, name a British star who hasn't been it. The Haunting of Hill House star Noah Miller has a special place in the show's history. Michelle Gomez Missy is often credited with paving the way for Whittaker's Doctor, but it was the General who in 2009 was played by Miller, who was at the first Time Lord to change gender on screen. And it goes on to say, yo, it was
brave.
It was groundbreaking because I was the first we'd seen another shit, and then shit, fried chicken and shit, is what she said. And then we have Elliot. Oh my God, Supreme Gentleman, Elliot
Page. Yeah, give Elliot Page a role. Fantastic.
And then there's Elliot Roger.
It's just like the joke pick, isn't it? This is where they put like Mr. Blobby usually.
Noel Edmonds for Doctor Who.
Oh, Noel Edmonds as Doctor Who. I would love that, but no, I still want Harvey Price. You can't.
Well, he kind of has that air of like a Doctor Who, doesn't he, Noel Edmonds?
Yeah.
Sort of charismatic, whisk you off.
Is this confusing you? Where they just call like anybody that says there's something else like immediately the opposite sex with no like context whatsoever?
No, not at all. Because that is Elliot Rogers.
You see about she is a rapist, and then you see that's obviously a bloke with a fucking beard. That's not she. What are you calling it? She.
I mean, obviously, this is Elliot Rogers after he's had some HRT.
Yeah.
And he's transitioning back to a man because he's always been a supreme gentleman. So it says, yes, he's American, but just imagine it. Though it was until recently confirmed, Elliot Page, he changed his name from Rogers to Page, would continue to.
Well, this is like the joke, they like you say, they're going to come out with a joke when like George Burns next or something like that.
We see no reason why he can't jump ship to steer the TARDIS in 2021.
He's dead, but that's no reason he can't be Doctor Who. That's what they'll say, won't they?
I see. 1 million mums boycotts Cadbury cream eggs for pushing homosexuality, even with the ad. Hey, do you think Pink News are listening to us? Because not once have I seen LGBT plus in any of these articles. The plus stands for paedophile.
Yeah, you can't. They're not giving you the opportunity to say plus stands for paedophile.
I want an article with LGBT plus. The plus stands for paedophile.
I like it occasionally when they say LGBTA and the A stands for a paedophile.
Oh yes, that's it. I'll do one more article from Pink News, and if it's not there, then I think I'll interview our dear guest and pick your brains about have you seen the Willy Bum Bum song? YouTube.
Remember how mad Geralt used to get when we used to say that he sang the Willy Bum song?
But the fact is, if he wasn't the one that sung the Willy Bum song, how is it that his voice was pitch perfect and sounded exactly like the Willy Bum Bum song?
Or some Giorgio.
Well, this is
even
I played the missus that podcast, and she was convinced. I had to tell her the truth that it wasn't Geralt that sang the Willy Bum song.
So, YouTube star Giorgio's Bizarre Adventure has come out as gay in the most low-key way, and fans are overjoyed. The 17-year-old officially came out on Twitter on Friday, sharing a photo of herself wearing a t-shirt emblazoned the word "Best Gay Cousin Ever." Giorgio shared the image with the caption, "My cousin got me a new shirt."
The missus did tell me who that Jojo is, but I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
What is it, like makeup reviews or?
I don't. Well, there's a lot of makeup on that photo.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna get absolutely battered for this. But she was in a TV series called Dance Moms, which the missus watches, and that's about all I know about her.
One moment.
Dance Moms.
Dance Moms. Yeah, it's Dance Moms. It's an American show.
Moms, what do the dance? So
it's like women living vicariously through their children, basically.
Oh, I see.
Oh, is it like that honey pie stuff? What is it? The
Honey Boo Boo. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Toddlers and tiaras. When is Colin gonna get sponsored by Toddlers and Tiaras? Because that's just like a
well, Dangerfield is still negotiating the terms on that one, so
just waiting for the ink to dry.
The post has racked up more than 800,000 likes, and Giorgio has been inundated with messages of love and support from a dedicated fan base. Thousands of Giorgio's fans rushed to congratulate. She came out as gay, when many parents also thanked her for being a role model for queer teenagers. Well,
she's actually said that she doesn't know what she is. I mean, the whole thing is absolute bollocks. Because, the missus... Me and the missus were discussing this one earlier. She told me about all of it, but the actual upshot is she doesn't know she's queer.
It's just rocked the household, heavy. It's been a point of discussion all day.
No, it was about 2 minutes this morning, or about a minute this morning.
So just a sec. So why has she announced it? Did she talk about it, or has she just worn that shirt?
She wore the shirt.
Well, I think she did. I think she did Dance Mums. She was a bit of a YouTube star, so I think her career's flagging. So she's just done a Kevin Spacey. I'm gay. Yeah, it's just done like.
But all she's done is worn a shirt, hasn't she? She hasn't addressed camera and gone.
Yeah.
So we got some comments from some tweets here. Here's one at Soft Sad Satan. That's a nice wholesome name. I don't care, but if I was 10 and I saw Giorgio coming out as gay, the impact would have on my mental health and confidence as a little girl. I just knew she wasn't straight. I'm so proud of Giorgio for us being herself and helping a new generation of kids be themselves too. Then there's someone called Rain Ellison who says sausage equality now. Wish all our Giorgio...
Sausage equality.
Well, that's
sausage equality.
I mean, that's it. Yeah. I mean,
and he's got the mentally ill flag as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, or the suicide awareness flag.
the suicide impending flag.
The 41% suicide awareness. Wish we all had Giorgio to look up to when we were little. LGBTQ plus.
Is this literally JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, is it?
Well, her name's Giorgio, so I can't help but do the accent. When we were little, LGBTQ plus, the plus stands for beautiful kids. And then there's some more stuff. Here's someone, Emily V. Main says, Giorgio coming out as gay is single-handedly the best thing that's ever happened to me. All right. So
that's ever happened to them.
Yeah, ever happened.
A 17-year-old girl has come out as
has vaguely, ambiguously come out as gay.
A 17-year-old Georgia has worn the shirt, which, you know, she's worn the shirt, and that's the best thing that single-handedly has ever happened to her. She also won praise from countless celebrities, included Ellen DeGeneres, Michelle.
Oh shit! Good call from Bio Ray. Noel Fielding would make a great modern Doctor. I mean, Noel Fielding just exudes Jimmy Savile karma.
Did you see him playing the child catcher in the 2012 Olympics?
I mean, that's a role he was born to play, isn't it?
It's it is, isn't it? Yeah. So a lot of celebrities have also clicked like on it. So Adam Ripton, Todrick Hall, Michelle Visage, and Ellen DeGeneres, who is running out on the adrenochrome from the last looks of things. What else? What we got? Gen Z Qua icon has arrived. Period T. Congratulations, BB. And then there's some emojis. I don't understand what that means. Paris Hilton also shared her love for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, showing the.
Shouldn't we do like a new T-shirt, which is like in memoriam for my trans relative?
Hey! Look at this. This isn't the bastards. The editorial they have cottoned onto this. Look, she says. Tana Morgana also praised JoJo on Instagram's rating. She changed history today for the future of LGBTQ youth. Where's the plus? The plus stands for paedophile. Fans were convinced JoJo came out as gay with a Lady Gaga lip sync. JoJo has more than 12 million subscribers on YouTube, sparked speculation that she's coming out as gay when she showed a video.
Speculation, I told you. I told you. That's what the missus said, because she ran she'd already read.
Yeah. But I'm reading the article, so I don't know anything about this. I was just looking for an article where she says...
I mean, I wish I didn't know anything about it, but, this is what happens when you have women in the house. You find out about things like this.
Well, you know what? That's why you can keep your thumb in the cultural zeitgeist. You see, this is the cultural analysis, which we just don't get anywhere else, you see. And so, hard-hitting fact... You won't see PA talking about stuff from Pink News. Oh man, I would laugh if Mark Collett started reading from Pink News. I'd be like, okay, then you've been doing Hobbit's bit. But here we go. She also joined LGBT+, the plus stands for paedophile, TikTokers Molly Gray, Jekka Jane, Garrett Caton, Ken Boyd at TikTok House, and performed a dance to Paramore's Ain't It Fun, prompting fans to believe that JoJo.
Oh, speaking of TikTok, did you see that video that I added you in the Telegram Hobbit?
No. Hang on.
Have you ever heard of a guy called Mr. Tumble that does a show on CBeebies?
Hello, monkey.
Yeah.
His catchphrase is "Hello, monkey," and some wag on TikTok has edited the video.
Oh, you know what? I'm sure everybody else has done it now, and I think Count Dankler is probably the one that caught my attention. But do we want to cover John Dillerman, the Danish cartoon about the man with the unfeasibly large penis? Hang on. Aren't they taking the piss out of Viz? Because Viz has got a character in it called Buster Gonad.
Yeah.
The teenage...
Who has the unfeasibly large testicles.
Yeah. John Dillerman... you're right, that's it. Copyright infringement. They're ripping off from Viz. That's... I don't like John Dillerman. And actually, I do kind of...
Get that Geordie cunt on the line.
Yeah. So she says JoJo has been...
And telling Viz isn't as funny as it used to be.
Yeah. And can you also reprint that photograph with the bloke kissing the bird's ass?
No, it's... no, you want... what's his name? Oh, no, is that Private Eye? Which is the one where they print the picture of Andrew Neil dancing with that bird? No, it was Keith Faz dancing with that bird. That
was Private Eye. Yeah. That's Private Eye.
That was Private Eye, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm getting mixed up with Private Eye.
Viz has...
They called him Brillo, didn't they? His hair was like a Brillo tag.
Isn't there an Andrew Neil one and a Keith Faz one? There's the Keith Faz one where he's like staring right into that woman's cleavage. Anyone ever seen that one? She's like a belly dancer or something. I'll see if I can find it. I'll have a look, see if I can find it.
So JoJo has been loved by the LGBT+ community. Is that like anime fans? since long before she publicly came out as gay. She was described as a gay icon by drag queens Izzy Uncut and Puppy, and she was described with the label. When she asked her about being a gay icon, JoJo responded, "Thank you, I love it." She went on to explain she wants everyone to feel gay around her, and she loves and supports everyone unless they're not gay. So there we go.
Oh, do we want to rehash? Keith Vaz and the Romanian Rent Boys.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm done with Pink News now, so
I'll just put it in doodling pad, Hobbit, so you can show it.
Yeah, here we go. All right. So here's some stuff from the Daily Hatred. We need to get this party started. Am I going to read this out, or is it?
Yeah, you can read it, Hobbit.
Yeah, all right, and let me see if I can figure out a voice for this one. What Keith Vaz told Eastern European rent boys. This is a Pink News article filmed during sexting.
It's virtually,
yeah. As the rent boys undressed, one asked Keith Vaz, "What's your name, by the way?"
What is your name, by the way? They're
hang
Eastern
on.
European
Wait a
rent
minute.
boys.
No, Phil can do the "What is your name, by the way."
What is your name, by the way?
There we go. Suka
This is the best bit when he said his name was Jim.
Jim replied the chairman.
Jim, bloody bastard.
My name Jim. Jim, love you long time. Jim. Hang on. News voice. Jim replied the chairman of the Commons Homes Affairs Committee. He spelt it out. J for jizz. I for I'm coming in you, and for bop. Telling the young man he's a washing machine salesman. But the ruse by the MP for Leicester.
Fucking washing machine salesman. What a classic.
What a shit job.
But, I mean, it's not even a job that exists. Aren't you just like a general appliance?
To me,
it's like you're a candlestick maker. So that doesn't exist anymore. You fucking weirdo.
It sounds a bit like he's been rehearsing his story. And then, like, when someone asks, like, "Jim, my name's J.
What a common people do. Oh yeah, they sell washing machines.
I sell washing machines. So how many do you sell a day? I don't know. 2?
And I sell washing machines. I live in Fart Town, West Yorkshire, in an end of terrace, 2 up, 2 down. I have a wife. She's 47 years old. I have 2 children. One's got type A blood. The other one's got type B. I never had my blood tested, so I assume my wife's AB positive. I don't know. But anyway, can we have sex
a woman,
now?
by the way.
Yeah, she's a woman. I had sex with her, and then I have children. But the ruse... hang on. But the ruse by the MP for Leicester East was... Hang on, I'm not doing Groiper Boy. The ruse by the MP for Leicester East was pointless because... Leicestershire was pointless because at least one of the escorts already knew his true identity. So
there's some Romanians into politics, you know?
Yeah, so there he is. He's touching the bum boy on his bum, and there he is saying, and it's like, and
what was that? What was that committee he was on? He was chair of a committee on prostitution.
Great.
It's kind of like, I want to be on the government's drug panel. So what? So you can, It's like can we be on the government's like racism policy fucking panel? I got to bring it up. Godwinson, have you seen the former Belgian health minister Maggie de Bleek? Maggie de Bleek? I can always get her name mixed up.
I can't say I have, Hobbit. What do I need to know about the former Belgian health minister?
Right, let's get a picture of her up so you can see. Now
she looks like a trans Bernard Manning. That's basically what she looks like.
Well, that's what Kay looks like, doesn't she? I always thought Kay looked a bit like Bernard Manning. Any moment you can start talking shit on the mother-in-law.
Maggie de
Bleek. Not the mother-in-law.
There we go. There's Maggie de Bleek.
Them backy bastards.
So she said, here we go. Well, she's not wrong. A vegan diet isn't healthy and dangerous. Hang on. A vegan diet isn't healthy and dangerous. No, hang on. She's French. A vegan diet is unhealthy and dangerous for infants. Now let me eat your chocolate. Now, Maggie de Bleek is the Belgian health minister by virtue that she would eat all the unhealthy food in Belgium so other Belgians couldn't. And that's why she was so loved by all the... What the fuck? Okay, that's an interesting...
I've just found the parliamentary investigation on Vaz's...
She's not that fat. Look at her. It's just all in her face. If you look at her belly compared to her face, I reckon she's about the same size as Kay. Hey, do you think Kay?
Are you saying you'd smash? Would you, Hobbit?
No. I'm thinking.
Sounded quite enthusiastic there.
No, thank you. Do you think Kay and Maggie could do like?
I don't know if it was a choice between her and her mate. That'd be a fucking tough one, wouldn't it? Jesus, they look like cows' ass, don't they?
Oh yeah, but look at her. There's just the look on the face of the woman behind.
How's she so pale? She's almost luminescent.
I tell you what, if she's wearing a mask like that, at least she's got a sense of humour. I mean, this is the thing. I was talking with my family about her, and they actually she's well respected in Belgium. They all think she's one of the better politicians. I'm guessing because she's
Jesus. Look at her trying to get out of that car. You see that one about the third line down on
real
the images?
Struggle.
She's trying to get out of the car.
My struggle there. Well, in that one, she's already out of the car. But here we go. This is that one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
the double bubble picture.
Yeah. I'm guessing just by virtue that she's too fat to nonce any kids. That's
proper bow. That mask is like proper bow. I tell thee. Isn't it?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Poor selector. Hello, I'm Belgium's health minister.
Smell me fingers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
So, have I lost...
Look at her little tiny arms. Look at her little tiny arms compared to her massive body.
T-Rex arms.
Fruit me pat.
There's another... But yeah, I'm guessing just that she doesn't nonce as many children as the other Belgian politicians, so
she fucking eats them, don't she?
Well, that's it. Oh no! Oh, this is horrible. I hate this
So
world.
is this Keith Vaz character? Is he still in? Parliamentary Labour Party.
Keith Vaz has just moved up a couple of rungs. They moved him out of the way of being in it. He's the MP for Leicester.
So if he's if he's a Quar, does that mean he can be the next Doctor Who?
Yeah, he could be the next Doctor Who.
And,
well, if Ed Balls goes on Strictly Come Dancing, I don't see why Keith Vaz can't come on it.
Yeah, come all over it. Yesterday...
Listen to this. I found the conclusions for the, basically...
Yeah, I'm just reading through that. It's pretty tragic, isn't it? It's all laid out.
Isn't it?
And as the married father of two casually discussed drugs, unprotected sex, and money with the male escorts, their conversation was secretly recorded. Yesterday, the Sunday Mirror published extracts from the extraordinary exchange. It cast new light on the man whose committee monitors crime, immigration, and drugs policy on behalf of the nation. Mr. Vaz deplored the dangerous cocaine trade, but allegedly offered to buy some for an Eastern European prostitute. Why has he got to buy some? Surely he's just got to ring up his mates.
He told all kinds of lies about this thing. When he was caught by the police, he told the police that they were decorating his flat at 11 o'clock at night.
Why? I mean,
just the absolute load of bollocks he tried to tell the police. It's just unbelievable. And then he just skates through it, don't he? He must have some serious fucking blackmail on somebody in Parliament.
I mean, why has he got to go and buy drugs? Why can't he just ring up one of his mates in the old bill and says, "Can you open up the evidence locker for me and bring some over?" Ask forensics. What's the purest one? I'll have that. Mr. Vaz has deplored the dangerous cocaine. Yeah, I already said that. Later, he was exhorting, "We need to get this party started." Hello, just back. You okay? We are perfect. How are you, Zuckerbliat? Just wondering when you're free so we can plan the day. Have you garbled him yet? Not yet, waiting for you. Really, no, go ahead and try him out. Send me a picture. The MP's text message exchange with the male escorts. The encounter took place 9 days ago on August the 27th, but according to the newspaper, it was not the first time Mr. Vaz had met the pair, who are believed to be Polish. You see, Polish knob jockeys doing the jobs English rent boys won't do. So what's
to be fair, I'm quite happy with them fucking, like... I think that could have been millennial woes at 17. At 17 when he was in the gay scene. When he like a failed rent boy? Did he not get one single like job?
From what I could tell of the story, he was a rent boy. He lost count of how many, and they were paying for his tuition or something for his grant. And he got riddled with some sort of disease and had to stop.
Which he passed on to that virgin, didn't he? The virgin girl in America, isn't it? According to... according to... what is it? Kiwi Farms.
There's a 20-year gap, isn't there, between the Rent Boy saga and the Hopperhand saga?
So he went from being a rent boy and then he found the alt-right.
Yes, the bum bandit to alt-right pipeline is real. So
look at fucking Ryan
Jack Donovan.
Look at who?
Jack Donovan had an alt-right pipeline that got plugged up.
But hang on, Godwinson was saying something.
Big friend of Richard Spencer's, weren't he? Jack Donovan.
But who did you mention, Godwinson?
Oh, Ryan Falk, alt-hype.
Yeah. He was famous, wasn't he?
Well, he had like a legacy. You can go back and watch his videos from like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. So he's been doing it for a while, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he used to proclaim he was autistic and gay and all this bollocks.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward to the Charlottesville happenings, and he's based in Red Pills, and we shouldn't punch right.
I just out of curiosity, I know it says Larry King here, but isn't that a photograph of Ruth Bader Ginsburg? I mean, it's like the Daily Mail just like 6 months in the past. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's dead. He's dead, or she's dead. What? Ruth Bader Ginsburg had a sex change at the end of her days. Oh, I can't tell.
Oh, did you? Oh, this is one to talk about. They reckon that Trump is going to. Has everyone heard of Joe Exotic?
Well, yeah, they thought he was going to pardon him, right? The Tiger King.
I was going to say.
Did he not do it? Shit.
No, he didn't do much. Awesome. I think he pardoned Banner, but he didn't pardon. He was going to pardon Joe Exotic, Assange, and Ghislaine Maxwell.
So, do we want to read more about the exotic bum boy sordid Keith Faz orgy, or do we want to know about Tiger Cunt and what he's hoping for?
Well, the Tiger King, he had a limo laid out. His defense attorney thought it was a dead cert thing, and they had a limo. They had camera crews from all over the world outside of the jailhouse, and Trump dropped the ball on the Tiger King. But the question is, do you think the Tiger King does deserve to be in jail? Like, he tried to solicit that woman's murder.
He tried to whack some
22 years or something.
No, the rival,
Carol
Carol Baskin.
Yeah, she caused no end of shit for him, didn't she? And that's why he wanted her whacked.
Yeah.
So isn't this like an inter-Israeli conflict that we should just stay out of? Isn't Baskin one of those surnames, the same as Joe Exotic was one of those as well? You know, I don't know why the American law system is getting involved in this. It just seems like some.
Just like a local
tribal, just looks like a local tribal matter, does?
Yeah.
Well, shall we do a few minutes on fucking Biden's new cabinet?
Yeah.
He's appointed a trans health secretary.
We could do that, but I mean, I really want to see what Tiger Cunt's hoping to get out of Joe Biden. So let's have a look. Was it going to load the thing? I mean, if not, give me a news article or talk about it. Yeah. I see. So he's serving 22 years for conspiracy to murder Carol Baskin. Oh, okay.
Oh, he's hoping Joe Biden. Why is he expecting a pardon? I mean, he did solicit this woman's. There's no doubt that he solicited the woman's murder, is there?
And also, like the crime. I mean, I watched that documentary, and he did commit some terrible crimes against these animals.
Well, don't they think he was humping the lions? They think he was humping the lions. So he was selling cubs.
This is a new one to me. I don't think he was fucking the lions.
Did I get the wrong end of the stick? Because it kind of seemed like they were heavily implying that he was having sex with these fucking lions.
He was watching like a Dangerfield stream and was like, oh yeah, bumming a dog. I'm going to bum a tiger.
It's not my fault. The tiger backed onto me.
Yeah.
Did he?
I mean, what I know is that he did try to solicit this woman's murder. I think he even paid for a hitman. I think they got about 20 grand together.
The tiger was.
Are there any real hitmen out there, or are they just undercover coppers like fishing? Because it's like whenever there's a hit gone on, it's always a copper, isn't it?
Which is right.
And the best part when the guy soliciting it says, "You're not a copper, are you?" There's always a bit in there where he says, "You're not a copper, are you?" Isn't there?
Yeah, because there's this common belief that people believe that the police are not allowed to lie to you. That goes around quite a bit.
Oh yeah, they never do that.
They act as if the police will go, "Oh yeah, I am the police. You got me." They're like, Does that mean I'm not going to get arrested? No, you're still going to get arrested. So illegal loophole, just like Minecraft. You can't use in Minecraft as a fucking legal.
Oh, has anybody listened to the latest Delin poll? Delin poll has just discovered the sovereign citizen bit. You know, the maritime law stuff.
I do not consent.
I do not consent. I do not stand under.
I do not stand under. All right. So, who would you rather have as a health secretary? Maggie de Block, who is a woman, or Rachel Levine, who is a woman. Now here's a thing, right? Now, apparently, aggressive misgendering is said to be a mental disease. And if you're like a mental over there, don't you get like spactard money? So.
Oh yeah, you get retard bucks.
Yeah, so like Donnie, are you going to be claiming your spastic pass? Yeah, going over there.
You can get it's called SSI, Social Security.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you just sort of go there and it's like, yeah, I'm a dribbler in it. It's like I don't like.
All you gotta say is the priest touched you, and you get a check for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's it. I'm a spactard, but I believe that men and women are distinct sexes.
Well, John, just quickly then, what do you reckon to Biden signing? Is it 30 executive orders in the past couple of days? What do you think about that? Because that's pretty anti-democratic, isn't it?
I mean, he is gonna undo everything that I mean, the circle on the wagons.
Well, him reversing the Trump stuff, I expected, but I mean, these executive orders are all related to the coronavirus, aren't they?
Yeah.
He's after another. Is it $2 trillion bailout? All of this crap.
He's trying to inject some money into the economy, as if there isn't a financial.
If they do it right, it will stimulate the economy, though, won't it?
Yeah, but they've already haven't they had 3 stimulus checks already? The Americans. We haven't even had one. Our one was on the condition that you get a positive coronavirus test, you get £500, which will just encourage people to go out and get it.
Oh,
the idea early in the week was they were about to go live with it. Boris was about to go live with the idea that everyone gets £500 for getting the coronavirus, and then suddenly they just dropped the ball because they realised the lunacy of it.
Well, I mean,
but yeah, we haven't had any stimulus checks. We've not had our bennies, to be honest.
Did you?
We had our wages paid for us. I've worked the whole time, so I didn't actually get the benefit of any fucking.
Yeah, 4/5 of it though. But did you see the Austrian health minister when he conducted a PCR test on a petri dish containing Coca-Cola and it came up positive for Ching Chong Chinky Cough? And there was a few gasps and drawn-in breaths in the Austrian parliament, and then I think somebody in the background muttered "Sieg Heil" for some reason.
Is that the new version of like I can indict a ham sandwich? It's like I can prove that a ham sandwich has COVID.
Yeah,
is that the new version of that one? Is it?
Well, the thing is, I remember, and I dismissed it because LOL, it's Tanzania, so yeah, but like they've contributed anything. But like the health ministers there, they were saying like, well, we've tested yams and we've tested water and bricks and soil,
as well.
and we've tested people and they all come back positive. I was dirt and yams and kiwis, but positive for this Ching Chong China virus.
Well, did you hear that story about the fucking mink having it? They had to kill a load of mink because they all had coronavirus.
What did you hear the following story where the mink were coming back to life? They were rising out of the
ground.
The
zombie mink. That's right. Yeah. They tried to bury them, just came back.
How are they killing them? If they, well, I don't want to know actually. But anyway, this I tell you what. Between the chance between Belgium's former health minister and the US's current health minister, I think Belgium got the better deal here. I mean, look how happy she is. She's happy because Leonidas have just signed an exclusive deal to provide half of the pralines they ever make for her. I miss. That was one of the things last summer. I bought myself a big €50 box of Leonidas pralines, and it's like, yeah, I didn't get to go out or do anything when I was over there, so I was like, this is probably the last time I'm going to visit Belgium for a while, so I need something to remember it by.
Ever off thinking it, Hobbit. If you don't have the vaccine, the corporations will enforce that you have to.
Well,
this is
the very interesting thing, because I can well believe there will be a future soon where your travel will be curtailed. But I, being a filthy, rootless, cosmopolitan dual citizen, I could go to the Belgian consulate and say, "Can I go to Belgium now, please? I'm claiming political asylum. I'm being oppressed." So. You know, it's.
Do you remember when Tommy Robinson tried to claim asylum to America?
Well, he's living in asylum now in Spain, isn't he?
Is he?
He claimed political asylum in Spain. The Costa del Crime.
Yeah. So of course he's
along with Charlie Big Potatoes. You know Charlie Big Potatoes lives in Spain, don't you?
Why do they all flee to Spain? I cannot understand. It's not the 80s.
It's just hot England, isn't it? Really?
It's like Blackpool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Blackpool, but it's got sunshine. So I've always wanted to visit the English part of Spain and see what it's like. I can imagine it would be. I can imagine like the locals being very annoyed, but sort of like, yeah, you give us money, so you can carry on living. So I'm not even going to bother reading the first paragraph. It just says Levine, a paediatrician by training. So can you imagine like people's like, my baby needs to be seen to.
It could be worse. It could be a gynecologist. But I mean, that would be the funny. When you have a transgender gynecologist, it's like, you know what the fuck goes on down there. What the fuck's going on, pal?
I'd be interested. I'm sure there must be a few like tranny gynecologists.
Spearheading an adolescent health clinic in Penn State. Well, that's where that big molestation happened at Penn State. Why am I not surprised?
Oh, what was that? Boys Town or?
Oh yeah, Jerry Sandusky, that guy.
Oh, that. Yeah, I remember that.
Bugger and Kids, you remember?
Jerry Sandusky. So what you're saying might have been friends or gone to the same croquet team as Levine.
Yeah, they were in the same university.
Quora have a question. Do trans women go to gynecologists? Where HuffPo article. Where are all the trans friendly gynecologists? Fucking hell!
You just think they'd be plastic surgeons, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
It's an open wound. I mean, what's to be friendly about an open wound?
To be fair, there are some...
Have you seen Belgium's new deputy prime minister?
No. Give us the link.
Belgium's new deputy prime minister is a transgender gynecologist.
Oh, right, okay. Give us a link and I'll
Yeah, chucked it in doodling.
Because let's face it, everyone's going to know about Rachel Levine. So let's have a look at Belgium's new. Hey, this is a thing. I haven't covered it. Maybe we'll do it Tuesday. But you know, there's a lot of governments around the world, including the Netherlands, which have resigned. Estonia, Egypt, Russia's one's resigned. But anyway, this is the new Belgian government.
What to do when a transgender man needs his paps? I don't know what a transgender man or a transgender woman is.
I don't know what a pap smear is, so enlighten us.
Your smear test.
Smear test.
Q-tip.
It's like a pre-cancer. Yeah, it's like a pre-cancer check.
So a swab's put in you, and then the swab's taken for biopsy.
Yeah, but I think a transgender man is a woman that thinks it's a man. So I think it is like a legit process.
I think in the future it'll be easier to say, does it have XX or XY chromosomes, and then it could be like, all right.
I thought, were they women with vaginas? Persons with vaginas? Is that what they call them now?
Well, if it's the other one, they're called B-penist because women can have penises too. Have you heard this? Yeah.
I'm at the point now where it's like, if we're going to go far left, let's just go full on far left and just say there is no gender at all. And if you assert your gender, you're going to go like everyone's comrade. Get the fuck out now.
Yeah, all right, comrade Stalin. We're all going to be looking forward to that communal farm experience. So get back to the lad.
Get in the farm.
No, I mean, it's going to be. Who's going to be the last to stop clapping Phil after this?
That's it.
There's no gender. No gender. Get rid of all of it. It's all bullshit.
Only comrade.
So Petra de Sutter, as a Green Party Member of Parliament, has been chosen Belgium's Deputy Prime Minister. The transgender gynecologist would be the Minister for Public Administration and Public Enterprises. Oh, I'm sure that's gonna not result in. Well, this is the thing, you see. It's like, oh, great, I could always like claim asylum in Belgium, but it's like, yeah, but it's like out of the frying pan into the dog shit fire. So.
Oh, I've just found a website called Everyday Feminism. I mean, this should be a mine of content.
Well, the thing is, we have gone past the 3rd hour mark, and this is content what we could be burning for Tuesday. So
yeah, we can do a bit Tuesday.
Godwinson, thanks for coming on my show. Do you want to say Willy Bum Bum, or do you want to say some racial slurs before we go? Is he smoking a cigarette?
Thanks for having me. It's been a great time.
Yeah, I enjoy it. You need to do some more Kate Bush covers. I'll even play you the theme tune.
Well, have you seen the Running Up That Hill one?
The Running Up the Hill one.
Oh shit! No, I haven't seen that one.
Shall we do that? Will you copyright
You'll have
strike
to look
me?
on the archives.
I was going to say,
Running Up That Hill.
You're not going to copyright strike me if I play your content, will you?
I don't even think I own the copyright, do I? You know. Public domain.
Oh, you filthy communist.
It's me, your Wozy, I've come home now. It's just a classic.
Let's smoke a cigarette. It's me, I'm Wozy, I've got genital warts. I can't remember the rest of it.
Yeah, when did I make that? That was like 4 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So all of this stuff has been out for a long time about millennial woes. And suddenly, as of last year, everyone suddenly wakes up to the fact that he's...
We had the Godrod pick about 2 years ago. We got given it by a certain person who we don't name.
Oh.
But... we've had it for people 2 years. We were laughing about the Godrod joke 2 years ago.
It's crazy, isn't it? Mark Collett suddenly wakes up to the fact that his friend's a pervert.
But when it's just when Geralt says, "Oh, we've got Godrod pics in the server," and we had this influx of Americans join in, saying, "Like, can you share it, please?"
They wanted to see Wosy's cock,
and it's like Americans.
And then it turns out it's not really his cock; it's a Photoshop of it if he had.
Yeah.
Sized
penis.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez Louise. Wow.
What happened to Coach Red Pill, Godwinson? Is Coach still around?
I think Coach is on the run, isn't he? He crowdfunded a book that he didn't write. He sent out, like, preview copies of the book that was just another person's book with the title changed.
Wilshire Boulevard.
Wilshire Boulevard. And now he's on the run. Every 2 years he escapes to a different Eastern European bloc country.
Someone needs to do a sketch of like it's Coach Red Pill Andrew Anglin, Asmodor, you know, everybody who's on the run, but they're like the A team and they go around like exposing Jews every week.
Yeah. Well, Coach is pretty funny. Like he's got a wellspring of charisma. I mean, you watch his videos and you can tell that he's just having a great time. I don't know. Like Coach has got a bit. He got really angry with me once because I said his child was CGI. You know, started screaming and shouting. Fuck. So yeah, Coach is all right. I think he's like 60-something now. So
yeah,
Jesus, too old for this shit.
Well, he's too old, and he's also isolated because he has this foreign wife, and the child that he's got is being brought up without any English-speaking skills. So he just cannot communicate with the family that he's bastardized. So in about 6 months' time, he's got to flee and leave them to it. The guy's got about 10 kids. You know.
Who was it? Was it the Kiwi fart? Was it Josh that had to move country because he split up with his girlfriend or something? Weren't it?
I know Josh is like in Serbia, in the Siberian wilderness. You know, being hunted. Like
making a Serbian film.
Too many Serbian films, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why he had to. I think he was getting sued because he put some footage up he wasn't supposed to put up. Something too spicy for even Kiwi farms.
Well, last time I checked in, I mean, there's all of this talk about everyone being censored and everyone moving to the Fed, going off to the dark web to post their autismo magic. So I don't know what's going to happen with Kiwi farms. I think Josh is probably going to go to jail for something.
Yeah.
But
I think I found an article for Tuesday. It is a little teaser. You get to see it on the stream.
You're still broadcasting, aren't you?
I know, and that's why I'm going to say I'm going to run down. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. You may now go away.